Been a while since I heard this track.
Oh yeah.
Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out there, made a big smile,
Diaphragm
no
ready.
handcuffed by officers. Hold on,
Hold
wait, I
on,
think they
wait.
lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out there, ain't a big smile, no handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Yeah. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, no handcuffed by officers.
Hold on,
I think
wait.
they lost the script.
Oh yeah,
We got
Chad.
some shooters.
We are back. It's been a while.
It's
It's a hot summer. We back though. A lot went on in the last 2 days, Chad. You see it right there, the graphic. We got the Money in the Bank briefcase, the females, Naomi's briefcase. Let's not get that one confused with Seth's, but which we'll talk about Seth later, man. My brother Razor, how you doing, man?
Man, what a weekend indeed.
Oh wait.
From the Great American Bash to All In to yes, even say what you will about Saturday night's main event to Evolution 2.
Yup, it was. I agree with you. It was a fucking hell of a weekend.
hmm Long weekend at that, because you add all those shows up. Let's see. You're looking at about 50, 60 hours worth of wrestling this weekend.
And unless it's bad, we can't complain. And it wasn't bad to me. I didn't get to see AEW because I was at a party yesterday, outdoor party. So I caught WWE's events even a little late, but I was able to catch up
hmm
with NXT Saturday Night Main Event, and what a wonderful Evolution PLE they put on today, man. For folks that are just tuning in, y'all see what's on the screen. We usually pick up where they left off, and these are the lasting moments.
And no!
New, oh baby,
And like you said, when we're off air, is this the female's version of the heist of the century?
I feel like it was for me. Like I could say her having the bloody nose, Jade's hand being raised earlier,
Oh, we'll get to that.
yeah, and then the Tiffany match coming to a conclusion. I didn't see this cash in happening in the main event of Evolution 2. No, I did not.
No, sir.
Maybe there's some that might have in a wild prediction had this jotted down, and I hope that they're happy. But for me, this was a complete blind side. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad they didn't let her cash in and lose because she came out there favoring her ribs. She was a bit banged up from the match earlier with Jade, rightfully so. It was a great cash in. Great match between EO and
Oh,
EO Scott and
phenomenal
Rhea Ripley
match.
too. Like they don't never miss them two. It's just like
Some folks are just a match made in heaven. It is what
yeah,
it
like
is.
if folks would have told me these two would be the match made in heaven, like you said, I'd probably laugh. Like sure, like I know they're good, but like and this story of Rhea just not being able to beat Io Sky, and technically she still hasn't.
That's
Naomi
true.
crashed the match and won,
This is true.
albeit Io Sky took the pinfall if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that she did.
So yeah, so
But
Rhea didn't
as
take
far as
the
the one, as far
pinfall,
as the one-on-one matchups, it's still she's winless against her.
which to me that's like a wonderful story going in because usually it's the other way around, right? Like you would see a smaller competitor like Io be the underdog in the story, and it seems like she got Rhea's number. She knows her competitor.
And I'm gonna say it right now. This may be a hot take. You know me and my wild theories. That story alone builds a WrestleMania match off the top.
Yeah,
Can Rhea get it done against Io Sky?
it's definitely one of those top marquee moments for sure.
especially knowing the pedigree of matches that they can produce. And just
What's
when we
your
think we've seen it all, they bust out some new shit that we haven't seen added into yet.
right? And I was just about to ask, like, what's your immediate thoughts upon Naomi? Because let's remind the folks at home, Naomi is a SmackDown superstar that just cashed in on Raw, and I have my theories on why that happened. What's your immediate thoughts of Naomi cashing in on the Raw Championship?
Well, on the positive notes, it's definitely refreshing. Like I said, her being on, if she is to move on Raw full time, this opens the door for a boatload of matchups that are either brand new or something we haven't seen in quite a long time. On the flip
Mm.
side of that, you now have a massive void on SmackDown.
We still
And
got Tiffy
my,
over there as champion.
okay, and we saw that match, but again, we'll get to that. But it's one of those things where you have a story between Naomi, respectfully, alongside Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair that's essentially been culminating over the better part of the year. Was this? This didn't feel like the blow off to that story. It seemed like the closing of a chapter, but not the end of the story entirely.
Yeah, something felt a little like there's more left to be desired there with Jay, Naomi, Bianca.
Now, maybe Naomi's side of it is finished, which again, it is what it is. Nothing against that part, but there's definitely a lot of questions. I have more questions than answers as far as the ending of that matchup.
Definitely. I mean,
But
you want to get into it? We could get into
let,
that one.
let's get into that. And honestly, aside from the main event, that was my match of the night. Because again, that was the match that had the biggest hype. Had Io and Rhea not been the main event, I would have had that as the main event because of the story.
And that one was a no holds barred match too, right?
Yes, and as we learned after Saturday's main event, they added in a special guest referee in one Bianca Belair.
So there was two stipulations.
Hmm. And man, oh man, do those women bring it. That
Now,
was probably the most physical women's match I've seen in WWE probably ever.
did you get this feeling that like, because this is what I noticed in the first few minutes of that match. Like Jade gets the better of Naomi and they go to the outside and Jade starts looking from a reaction from the crowd, doesn't get one, and kind of like doesn't flip them off for the middle finger, but she kind of like brushes them off for her hands. I will forget y'all then. And
There was a
then,
little bit of that. I
mm-hmm,
also sensed that maybe again, like we touched this off air. Maybe she was looking at some sort of support from her friend Bianca
mm,
because she kept looking at her or whatever. Bianca's just standing there, just letting stuff transpire. Every so often, you ask you to touch them. Are you okay? Are you okay? Like a ref should. So again, she stayed out of it. So again, I'll applaud her for that. But because of how deep the story has gotten, I think we all expected just at least a small hint of collusion, even just a little bit.
something.
And again, like these girls brought out what chairs, tables, toolboxes. We got an exploding announcing table from the LED screen, which I thought was an incredible spot by itself.
Yeah, that was a nice touch. It
And
created for a moment like when that happened, I was like, oh,
yeah, it's like, oh, it does that.
right.
And I think honestly, had the match ended there, like say Bianca started to count and Jay didn't get up, and Naomi won that way, I would have been okay with that, to be honest, because I was thinking there's not much more you can do after that. Little did we know, we that was just second gear.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I cannot say enough positive things about this match. Again, it was everything for the as far as just the two individuals, not kind of Bianca. It was everything I anticipated and then some. And I say that because again, I feel Bianca felt very out of place in this match. Why I say she's out of place is because, again, I was hoping that this would be something similar on the lines of, like I told you, the infamous end of an era match where Shawn Michaels was a special guest referee for Taker and Triple H. Taker or Shawn was just beside himself in a pool of his own tears, torn between two of his closest friends. What side did he take? He does choose a side on a couple spots, but other than that, he's just beside himself. I wanted Bianca to show something on the lines of that level of emotion. Unfortunately, we
Yeah,
didn't get that,
at all.
and that would have probably added more fuel to this match on top of it already being a great match.
I agree with you. Like, I hate to say it because Bianca just felt like she was placed out there for no more than just to beef up or juice up the advertisement of tonight. Which, let's be completely honest. Going into this, everybody felt like, oh, they're doing the females dirty. They're putting them up against,
Yeah,
even though
the bar felt a
AEW
little
champ.
low. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying. So, but I feel like they didn't have to just throw her out there. I feel like her returning at some point during the night after their match would have had the same effect. She did nothing that the regular referee would have not did. Like, there was no spot for her in that match,
Right.
unless I missed it. But
I didn't notice anything. Now,
yeah,
again, to your point, had she come out, no music, to either embrace Jade or sneak her a couple or once or twice, that would have got a much better reaction than what we got out of her as a referee in this match.
yeah.
At least in my opinion, it would have got a better reaction.
And O'Shea Jr. like he coined this term on Twitter when I can't stop running with it. Like at the last 10 to 15 seconds of Bianca holding up Jade's arm, I'm there getting blue balls. I'm waiting for something to happen. Like, like I'm sitting there like, all right, are we gonna get an attack here? Like something is.
Nope, we got something. We got an awkward cutaway. That was about it.
And to what you touched on earlier, the support, it didn't look like Bianca was on board with Jade winning. It kind of looked like she was either bothered or disappointed that Naomi did, or
Right.
like more concerned than happy that this was even over between them or a sign of it
And
being over.
I think Jade kind of sensed the same way. Like, why aren't you happy that I won?
Hmm.
So again, hopefully we get something this Friday on that. Other than that, the match being what it was a great show, or it was a great match.
It was a great match on a great show. Whatever it is you try to say, I'm there with you.
Yeah,
It was definitely all of that for me. Like,
and especially that closing moment of the jaded from the second or top rope through that table.
yeah,
That was wild.
just to put a knot on that match right there, it set up perfectly for the heist because Naomi like she took so much offense from Jade, like you mentioned the top rope spots, even the finish. It's like, damn, I thought
Possible
Naomi might
broken
have been
nose from who knows when in the match.
right. Like we talking in our group chat, like, damn, you seen the nose, the blood, like. So I thought it was curtains for Naomi for the rest of the night. To be honest, like I didn't even think she would have cashed in on Tiffy's match, the way that this match came out. So good on them to put on that type of performance, pull the wool over my eyes at least in terms of keeping Naomi out of your mind for the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if she would have got the win, then we could possibly think, well, she's able to
Things would
cash
have been a
in.
little more obvious.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like she walked away from that match, she can cash in. So yeah, seeing her that badly done did it for me. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the main event. How she was featured tonight. Wow, such a such a beautiful career that Naomi has had. I just want to touch on that real quick too. Coming in as a Funkadactyl, being a dancer alongside Ariana for Brodus, for you know what I'm saying. It's like, oh man, it's just like to see the
And, and
transformation.
and this is her first singles gold win in what, 5+ years?
Right, since she left with Mercedes, if I'm not mistaken, because
and that
yeah,
was
she
the
won the
tag belts.
TNA.
So
She won the
longer than that, then. But I'm talking with WWE.
right. Yeah, it's been a
It's been
while,
a minute, long overdue.
and I
And
like how
we're
she found herself though. This is her best work.
almost by far.
So this
And I
this
feel this is just
spars
getting started.
this. I like how this feels because a lot we've been speaking about how certain people are just getting their moment because whether it's like John Cena's retirement or some people getting a little popular, so we just handing out moments. No, this is one that was actually due in due time, and she was able to create a new character that we all enjoy, like on the way. Like it's crazy. I haven't
Truly
seen nothing
remarkable.
like this. Yeah, I haven't seen nothing like this in a minute because usually I feel like maybe Rhea Ripley's the last time we seen anything like this because
Maybe
it's
EU in Puerto Rico.
maybe.
Aside
And
from that,
I'm gonna
again,
be honest, EO still gotta find a character to me though. Like she does the nice, the head emo where she's pointing, I'm the champion.
a,
But
a, a refresh definitely wouldn't hurt.
yeah, something like because I was digging Crash Out EO when she was first on some things in damage control gotta change and then now
Straight
she's just
black
like
hair,
yeah, now she's
some
mad
demon
nice.
time.
hmm And she's able to be successful being a babyface and heel, so it don't really, but yeah, I mean, just in terms of like the character arc and the character, like a lot of people, Tiffy, she found herself in NXT, but it's like we've been kind of critiquing her run. It's been a few like Lyra, she got the women's intercontinental, and like what happened there, like still the same.
Let's be honest, we can make the same for Rhea as well.
Yeah, that's why I like early Rhea when she first beat Charlotte, you seen the transformation, and then Rhea kind of been stagnant. That's why I said the whole her since she left Judgment Day hasn't been with Damian Priest. It's like I haven't really seen a change in the character. You still saying mommy's on top, which that's cool, but got nothing to show
Mommy
for
ain't
her at
the
the moment.
gold.
Yeah, fire. Got no team, no on screen boyfriend, no type of power right now. And it's been that way for a good
Nada.
some time. Yeah,
If you really want to fine tune it, since SummerSlam last year in Cleveland.
yeah.
And again, that's not really a knocker. It's just sometimes things just run dry. But again, I'm sure she'll figure something out. But again, this is the ball's in Naomi's court. I'm excited to see what she does with this.
Let's see.
Pleasantly excited.
Let's take it to the top of the show. Actually, then let's start off with the first
The triple
match.
threat.
No, that was the first match.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the first match.
that's right. Becky, Bailey, and Lyra.
Bailey. And first off, again, before we get into that match, this crowd was incredible. They were live the entire show, and which again would surprise the hell out of me.
I mean, again though, this is what you supposed to do when you requesting something like the fans have been requesting Evolution 2. It's been well desired. So if you wanted to stick around, you gotta go out there and show out for the performers. And like you said, it was turned up from the
And
beginning of the
also, I
night.
guess, as I learned earlier in the show, I guess today was the, I guess ticket prices were stupid cheap for this event.
Mm,
So again, if you lower and make the price more affordable, more people are gonna want to show up.
yeah. I
But yeah,
mean, bro, the price change when I went to NXT and the Raw the night before was insane. I was just like, damn.
yeah. So I don't know if they announced this show as being a sellout, but it looked pretty damn close.
That triple threat match, I had Bailey in my mind fandom booking her to win. I was definitely not mad at how the match turned out. Becky Lynch once again, because there's times where I felt like, all right, they force feeding like in ring. I'm just looking at in ring. Like there was just certain matchups that I would have not booked her to win.
right?
Sometimes the backhandle slam, that's the one that's the rock bottom, right? The manhandle.
You're not wrong with the manhandle slam.
Tonight it looked good because Liver jumped and sold the shit out of it. But
Hmm.
typically on certain people, I'm not. I like the disarmor for her as the finish. So tonight, I think her in ring stuff matched up with the victory for me. Like it was like, okay, yeah, she reminded me once again why she's one of them. Even though I already knew this, but I felt like I was starting to see some, like in the ring, like it wasn't looking clean to me. Once it just wasn't.
How'd you feel about the Becky Hogan sign in the crowd?
You're gonna have your trolls and but like I I forgot who said it on the post show. They made a good point. If we're gonna like equate this to winning titles in sports and stuff, which old athlete at the end, like you ain't see Tom Brady just roll over and say, "Oh yeah, come beat me," for like you know what I'm saying? Like
I'll
this
go
is
one step further. How many rings does the Sandman Mariano Rivera have? Some folks just got it like that. How many rings does Jeter got?
right.
When the lights are shining bright, some folks just don't miss. They just come into that whole nother level because they've been there before. They know how to get the job done. Nothing against Bailey or even Lyra, but again, ever since she had that little stint, was it when did Nia break her nose? Was that about 10 years ago too? 8 years ago?
Um, yeah, it might have been son.
Yeah, yeah. Once the label clicked on, then she's been white hot since. Whether it's with Charlotte, Ronda, Nikki, you name it, she's just found a way to find that extra gear. And again, I'd be remiss if I didn't give the flowers to that pinfall finish because that was amazing.
Yeah, that was fire. That was like obviously I think that's gonna be everybody's favorite spot of the match, and
Hmm.
rightfully so. It was a creative spot. Like I haven't seen a roll up like that in WWE.
I can't recall ever seeing something like that.
Right.
Usually, someone gets a finisher, you throw them out the ring, then go for the pin. No, just rolled her up on some slick shit. But what I thought was very interesting was I really thought Bailey was gonna pull it out. There was a few times where it was like 3 and like 9/10 or 2 and like 9/10 where she was gonna do it.
Yeah,
Now
I
the
was
question
kind of shocked.
is,
I was shocked.
assuming you have Becky compete at SummerSlam, against who would be the question, or do you save her for the Paris PLE and let her tend to her husband?
I mean, that is an interesting scenario.
Because honestly, right now, you could probably afford to have her miss SummerSlam, which is, again, I don't want to say she's got to miss entirely or she's not worth the card because it's 2 nights, but still, it's like, who else is there for her right now? Nikki Bella? Someone from NXT? What are we going to do with her? Or should I say, who's worthy of that marquee matchup?
The Kabuki Warriors are really fun, but I mean, maybe Oscar in that spot. Goldie, I appreciate you. I see you out there, Goldie. Like, I would like a Oscar and Becky for that belt.
Asuka would be interesting. Hell, Kyrie would be interesting.
Right.
Um, Again, you can also do some NXT call ups. But it's one of those. It's like as far as folks that are already there, it's not a long list. Unfortunately, they're probably going to run it back with either Bailey or Lyra, which I guess is it the best likely matchup? Probably not.
The
Because again,
problem is
remember,
that's becoming is that now they got these three stuck in the carousel, and it seems like Becky's just running through them.
and again, let's not forget, like we said about an hour or so ago when we were doing our little pre-show stuff. SummerSlam is 3 weeks away. This is
Oh
not
yeah.
a long time. So whatever they got in place, you better pull the trigger tomorrow night.
I mean, Triple H
Otherwise,
did say on the post conference, I touched on, like you said, in the pre room before we got live. Triple H said things are going in a different direction tomorrow. He said that on the post conference, so I don't know what he means by that. It could be a shake up from down to top. We could be seeing the superstar. I don't know. Could it be a superstar shake up?
this has crossed my mind. With all these injuries happening very recently, very frequently, with certain folks off to Hollywood, there was a rumor that the draft was going to happen after SummerSlam. What if it happens before SummerSlam?
That's what I'm thinking.
Because you got to do something to level the playing field for both sides.
And that would let's say they do the draft before SummerSlam, they can say, "Oh well, these moves will take place at the Raw after SummerSlam." You know what I mean? Like just to keep some current continuity with whatever stories they have.
Anything.
Finish out whatever storylines they got, and then we make those moves final. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, cause something's got to give, man. And I'm not gonna lie. As much as I want to see Jelly Roll and Randy versus Logan Paul and Drew, that's not it, man. It's 2 nights. That's only one
You're in the
match.
minority on that one, my brother.
I mess with
I
my
love
man
Jelly
Jelly.
Roll, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Because we can't even call Logan Paul a celebrity actor anymore since he's basically full time now.
That man, I wonder if they tried to reach out to Bad Bunny because that was the rumored match, him and Logan at some point. But I don't know what's going on there. But I don't want to get too sidetracked here. We got Becky Lynch picking up the victory right there in that opening match. I thought it was a hell of a match. Great way to put some importance on that championship. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what's going on with the United States Women's Championship. Who has it? I don't know. What?
Julia's got it.
Okay, yeah, Julia. Look, she was in the Battle Royal
And
to try to win a
I,
championship match.
I got some words about that too. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
Because I was a little annoyed that that was the only women's belt that wasn't up for grabs tonight. Now, granted, this triple threat match, although it started the show, this is the match I was the least excited for. Nothing against the women, it's just how we got there. I'm pleased to be wrong in my preemptive judgment about this matchup.
and which one is that?
Like I said, I was the least excited for this matchup. Honestly, going into it, I didn't really have a care in the world as far as who won the match. With that being said, I was pleasantly surprised and amazed at how well the match ended up becoming. It's one of those things where I was glad I was wrong about it.
Honestly, I was wrong about the whole evening. So I feel you on that. Like the only one that I felt like was gonna really hit, to be honest, was Jade and Naomi, and then Io and Rhea. And I feel like that's because we know what they're gonna bring us to the table. I was concerned
Right.
with the NXT Women's Championship match, which was the second match of the night, JCJ and Jordan. I was concerned with the Women's Battle Royal and Tiffany and Trish. I was concerned with but I think Tiffany and Trish is probably like we'll get to that later, but that was like the one that was like, oh yeah. Like,
Yeah, it's like here you go.
but I mean, let's
And
get.
when we'll get well, no, I'll get to that when we get to that part of the match.
But yeah, so the second match tonight was JC Jane and Jordan Grace. I don't like. I know JC Jane won a few months, like a month or two ago, that champion. But I like how they've been featuring her right now, like in this type of moment on because they could have
The
did
whole faction's been working.
yeah, they could have did a switcheroo on her into where like she had the belt, and then just last Tuesday they might have just gave that shit to somebody else, right? Like,
Mm.
could- so it's cool that she's getting that
And let's
moment.
not forget, Fallon Henley is a former women's North American champion too.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the factor of we probably thought Jordan Grace is gonna get caught up at some soon, which that might not change. But we got Blake Monroe costing her tonight, hitting her in the back with the championship while the ref is turned the other way towards fatal injection.
Yes, as Tony Storm dubbed her a few months ago or last year, the woman from hell has reared her head once again.
I hate to
Was
say
it
it, it's like,
obvious? Yes. Was it abrupt? Absolutely. Did it ruin the match for me? A little bit.
yeah, it did, and it made Jordan's character look a little foolish to me, like,
Hmm.
because that, especially that whole speech. Oh, I would be honored if you come to the like honored.
Like, yeah, yeah.
Who the
Like,
fuck is
it
Blake
says
Monroe
throwing.
just
I
coming?
need some help. I need you to have my back. Will you have my back? Oh, I'd be honored to.
Yeah,
Fuck
like,
out of here.
oh, I was like, nah. I already knew something was fishy there. Like, it's just I say this. Blake did a good job at, or they had her attack Fallon and Paxley, so you kind of like get distracted by that a little bit. But I don't think
She smacked
I
the
would
fuck out of both of them too.
yeah, made it convincing.
Uh huh.
I think I would have preferred if JC was gonna win. I would kind of that's your chance to make her kind of look strong right there. You already had her keeping up with Jordan Grace the whole match, kind of like
Or if you're gonna plant these seeds, make it like an accidental like snuff or something like that. I mean, what's so hard about doing that?
yeah,
It could have been
because
some
now
outside mess, and Blake Monroe accidentally just clocks Jordan Grace, which leads in the pinfall. And she's just like, "Shit, my bad, I fucked up."
right because if it like if her goal isn't to try to challenge JC Jane, then what the hell are you doing, Blake? Like everybody's like it just I can't see what she's gonna say come Tuesday to justify her actions. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it.
Let's see. NXT's next PLE will be, I think, Heat Wave. So
Yep,
that'll probably be her versus Jordan Grace.
yep.
We can pencil it in right now.
Which, if people weren't saying there's enough PLEs, here we go. There's another one. If you want to count
Hmm.
NXT premiums as a PLE,
And honestly, it would not surprise me if that's Jordan Grace's last NXT match
I
before
hate
she
to
goes to the
say
main
it.
roster.
To me, her run, maybe it's due to how strong that roster was for females, but it didn't do her any favors that Stephanie Van Kurt, Julia, people rooting for Jada Parker, like it was a lot of
Not to mention Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, now Zarya.
yeah. She
It
had
was a
to,
it was a deep roster long before she even signed with the company.
and then look now they give the
We
last
joked about last
legend.
year.
They
NXT has a deeper women's roster than anybody in any promotion in the world, as deep as anybody in the world, and they're only getting better. So I think for her it was just unfortunately maybe the wrong place at the wrong time.
I think
Um,
that's what it is. It felt like that.
Given the strength of Raw and SmackDown right now, if I were to pinpoint a brand for her, it'd probably be SmackDown.
Yeah,
Well, no, actually, no. I think Raw might be better. Again, it depends how they twist it up.
I think if you pair her with somebody on Raw, like you see how Ivy now is with American Alpha or American Made, I should say, and things like that.
If you can pair with anybody, there's only one person I want to pair it up with, and that's Braun Breaker.
That's who I'm thinking,
That's it. That'd be
and
the only person.
especially since now that Seth is potentially out the fold. I mean, you know, switch things up maybe. Get a female champion in there or somebody that could contest. Because remember, her and Naomi were cool from TNA days.
Hmm.
So you got something there. Want to put her on Raw?
I think they're gonna turn her heel right now, which is again, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I don't think they'll pull the trigger on it right now. But
I
again,
think,
if they do, wouldn't be mad at it.
yeah, I think she may need that because this babyface one, I don't think she's happy with her reception in NXT based on interviews I've seen with her.
Well, let's see. Let's look at Raw. You have I don't I'm not counting Liv, but as far as the active women, you have Raquel, Roxanne. I'm gonna pencil out Naomi. Those are your three women's heels right now on Raw. Is there? Am I missing anybody? Just for Raw. That
Ivy
might be it.
now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Four. And then you have the Kabuki Warriors. You have again. You can count Liv Morgan as a babyface. You can let's see. You have Bailey. You have oh no, yeah, five. Yeah, Becky.
Oh
So,
yeah,
but they definitely need some more believable heels. I don't think Raquel's going to be a heel for long, especially when Liv comes back, unless they keep her and Roxanne together, which would surprise me. But
they starting to grow on me.
that I was just getting to that. I'm kind of I'm kind of glad they're sticking this one out because again, I had that match pegged as us having new champions, but if this is to fuel that story for Liv, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it at all.
Finn, you might have been onto something with this one. But again, we're back with the NXT match. It's like, I mean, JC and Jordan was fine. Blake's addition was
Yeah, their match is
flat.
fine. I feel like her doing that, like you said, I would prefer maybe an accidental course and then her do her little, that look that she did at the end. Maybe when Grace isn't looking, but it was just like straight up attack.
Mhm.
What I am gonna say is finally this is a brilliant way for WWE to include all three brands and make them feel equal footed. Like I just feel like whenever they like in prior times that they incorporated all three brands, I just feel like NXT was like little brother, like you know what I mean? Today they champions was on display. They did their things. They went after a main brand match, so it wasn't like oh they're just on a pre-show or they're the first match. Nah, they got a little.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We got NXT being acknowledged as a third brand before Roman Reigns acknowledged Jey Uso as his equal.
I'm screaming.
Who would have thunk?
I am screaming. Yo, get out my way. What's the word, bro? I see you out there. But that right
But,
there,
but
we had JC Jane picking up the victory on Jordan Grace. They were showing some legends in the crowd. We got to see Mark
also,
Henry in the crowd.
we
Vicky
also saw,
Guerrero.
I would say, a returning general manager.
Man, I thought she was about to say some more stuff. I was waiting. Excuse
I only
me.
heard a couple of that guardrail, cut a promo on somebody.
Yeah, like I was invested. I was waiting. It was that's another thing I like about certain PLEs. I think Saturday Night Main Event do a good job at it.
I don't know
Just
about last
showing just showing the legends, showcasing the legends and reminding the current audience who paved the way and some of the performers that came before the current people that's there now. You know what I'm saying? I wish that some of the other PLEs did that. I feel like I don't get enough of it. Like,
because today we got, as far as newer ones that they haven't showcased in a long time. We got Jazz, we got Tori Wilson, we got Melina. Melina was back. Last time we seen her.
mm-hmm. Nah, for real. That'd just be dope to me. Like, especially like even the King of the Ring. Damn it, have a former King of the Ring winner be there to present.
We had Wade Barrett,
Yeah,
technically, former King of the
yeah,
Ring.
yeah.
So technically we had it. Sorry to burst your bubble. I had to give you some not so bad news with that one. You're welcome.
Nah, but it don't feel like, oh, it's just the former. This is current commentator Wade Barrett.
Okay, okay, so who do you want? King Booker? King Sheamus?
Shit, I take a Brett. I take a Austin if available. Brock
Someday. Someday
someday.
we'll get that last one. I'm praying for that one. Someday we will hear "Here Comes the Pain" once again.
Man,
And speaking of pain, next we had the women's Fatal Four Way Tag Team match, which again I thought was gonna be an absolute clusterfuck. This match was incredible. So many
bro.
Easter eggs planted, and again, just I'm gonna say right now, Charlotte Flair got probably the biggest babyface reaction she's gotten since she beat Ronda Rousey. That was a roar.
Their entrance, I'm really happy for them because it seems like they genuinely having fun.
Oh, you could tell, just like I said, from Bliss throwing what's Lily at her to her just pushing her, like awesome, like big sister, little sister type stuff. Again, they said they're just having fun. Which again, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I was gonna tell you that for me, I told you in the text message, I'm always wooing, never booing. But I could see how this is making Charlotte even more likable for the fans that might have been booing her just a couple months ago. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's good on WWE, good on Alexa, good on Charlotte that they pulling this thing together right here.
You need to put that on a damn T-shirt. Always wooing, never booing.
You feel me? Always wooing, never booing. You feel me? For real, Charlotte, she always been that queen to me, so I feel like I can't flop or disrespect on the ones that I fuck with. So she's one of them. I can't just say
And
nah.
again, she's earned it over the years.
Oh,
14
definitely.
time women's champion.
And people could miss me with that jazz of Ric Flair's door. There's been a bunch of offsprings of everybody. Yeah, she might have got her foot in the door. She put that hard work in though.
Hmm. And again, up until Rhea and Bianca and all those girls came in, could no one touch her.
Man,
Folks had to come up. Folks had to elevate their game to come up to her level. There's the reason why she was the benchmark for a long time. Much like Brock years back, much like how Cena was once upon a time. Certain folks just get to that level to where they become the standard. And it's either you step up to their level or you get the back line, you stay there.
I thought everybody showed out in this match right here. With that being said, like the Kabuki Warriors, they gave
Can we
W
talk about their music
vibes.
real quick?
Go ahead.
I can't let that one slide. They
You
got
not
Jeff Gold
jacking in?
again, damn it.
Yeah.
Like you could have did a matchup of their songs. You could have did anything. That sounded more generic than Shinsuke's Blood Moon theme.
I
Hell, you
feel
could have
like
given that song.
Def Rebel got like this go-to fake hip hop sound that they just hit everybody with. Like,
But with that being said, what I did enjoy, and I didn't think I'd enjoy as much as I did, was I don't know if it was Stu the cameraman or someone else panning to the Kabuki Wars each time Charlotte's music played, Bliss's music played, Soul and Zari's music played, Judgment Day's theme played. They're just dancing nightly, having a good old time.
oh yeah,
They just there for the vibes. That was amazing.
yeah, I really enjoyed this match, and I kind of went into it like feeling like I didn't know what was gonna happen because part of me was conflicted. Maybe that's a good thing. Part of me wanted to see like a few weeks ago when they announced with Liv, I wanted to see the belts go to NXT. Maybe this is the time for them to go with the belts. But then I started to grow on the Roxanne and Raquel. Then at one point tonight, I wanted Flair and Alexa Bliss to win because the relationship they're forming. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's a lot of things that, but I'm glad that
And,
with all of that being said, it was a great match. Great.
and again, it's not the women's fault that us as fans and consumers are scorned as to how the those particular belts have been treated over the last few years since their inception. It's not their fault that no matter how much positive progress they make, we're still scarred from what happened once upon a time.
Yeah, it's because to me they do the strange bedfellows thing where y'all just putting females together that are just singles competitors now. So even though it feel like they doing that now, but I could see
This feels
how they
different,
come. Yes, it feels different. Like there's actually
and maybe
stories why.
and maybe they need to do more matches to where the tag team matches are more. Again, this may be the only time I say this, so if you want to clip this, go right ahead.
Oh yeah.
As many times as we, especially me, have talked shit about these multi-person matches, this particular title may be the one exception to the rule. With that being said, I'm meaning whoever's champion, you face, you have them be four ways or whatever, but it's another team from each brand. One from NXT, one from Raw, one from SmackDown. And while we even joked about it, you could even mix up on occasion. If you have a Raw or SmackDown champion, you have the other brand, and then you throw in a tag team from AAA, a tag team from TNA, a tag team from Marigold. Just mix it up. That would
That'd be
probably freshen
crazy.
up everything a lot. It's crazy, but again, that might be the jolt of lightning that those both need.
Oh no, I mean crazy in a good way. I like that. Like that would be fire. Cause
And
now,
again, you don't gotta do it
it,
a lot. Just again, every couple months, whatever, just to freshen things up.
yeah, it's like opening like a little passageway. I wouldn't want to say no door or nothing, but it's just
You
opening a
don't
little
say
gateway.
the unlocked door.
All right, like nah, we just opening a little gateway. Because to me, truly, that's what makes a division, right? Like, okay, if
You
you're
got
in the
different
tag team,
brands.
yeah, like if you're in the tag team division, I shouldn't see that tag team competitor competing for singles because you're not a singles division person.
Or like the belts on Raw. They're just switching between New Day, Judgment Day, New Day, Judgment Day, New
Judgment Day.
Day, Judgment Day. Viking Raiders, but back to New Day, Judgment Day.
Yeah,
But again, just a thought. Triple H again, we are negotiable. Just again, we got all these great ideas. Just hear us out. I'm sure you guys got someone that thinks the same thing. You might want to listen to them as well. You have plenty of
WWE
tag team
cruiserweight.
specialists there.
Early
That too, or
WWE,
light heavyweight.
early WWE cruiserweight days showed how a division is supposed to be run, and somewhat
Hmm.
205 Live. But I hate that 205 Live actually put a number on it. Like cruiserweight was more like up to
Well, who wrote
interpretation
the
of.
book on the cruiserweight division?
It was Bischoff, right?
Eric Bischoff. Yep,
Yeah.
in WCW.
Yep.
And then WWE or WWF at the time had something going with the light heavyweight division, and you know who got bored of it because this is the land of the giants, and we went away with it. Brought it back for a little bit. It was a mainstay on SmackDown. It was, at least in my childhood growing up, it was one of the high points of SmackDown because you saw them as a little bit out of the ordinary, and then they went away with it again. And then we got to 205 Live. We saw some promise, and then
Yep. That's how divisions should be ran. Like you shouldn't see somebody one day in the ICU and then be able to challenge for that heavyweight. Like there's a whole list of people in front of that person. Like I'm not asking for rank, but what I'm asking for is some decorum. Like make it look like you just can't walk into a division that easily. Like and it'll make it more special. Who?
huh?
I couldn't hear that.
Little tickle my throat. Yeah.
Yeah, for real though.
Who said that?
Nah, for real. I mean, like, listen, there's nothing wrong with having some great intercontinental. Some of my favorite childhood feuds were built on the back of the Intercontinental Championship. Shawn Michael
And
Razor, Austin Rock.
or I'll give you a hidden gem for the U.S. belt. One of my personal favorites, Matt Hardy and MVP.
There you go.
Then you got, even for the world title, you have Punk and Jeff Hardy. For the IC belt, you can incorporate Jericho versus just about anybody.
For real.
The John Cena Invitational for the U.S. belt, the Open Challenge. Those were the, for lack of a term, the building blocks, at least who we saw was going to be one of the future mainstays. Again, you can call them the workhorse titles or whatever, but that's what it was. You call it decorum, call it rank system or whatever, but again, that's how you build everything up, and that's how you made the stars. It was
What the
more than
hell?
just catchphrases and merchandise.
The hell's the point of breaking up Damage Control to still put Kabuki Warriors out there? That was the damn
Well,
point. The hell's the damn
Triple
point?
Triple H then got the little Men in Black thing. You don't. That didn't happen.
Right? Like, because that's partially the shit I'm talking about with like division shit. Like, I'm be honest. Say back in the day, I could be wrong. You let me know. If Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy went their separate ways, and now, like you said, Matt Hardy versus MVP, Jeff Hardy fighting for the heavyweight belt, everybody's behind Jeff trying to get the heavyweight belt. Wouldn't it take people
Yeah.
back for them to go to just tag
On
team
that
again?
note, where when we had MVP versus Matt Hardy, yeah, Jeff Hardy versus Triple H.
Right.
When you broke up the Deadlies, yes, you had Devon with Batista, but also you had Bubba Ray do some stuff on Raw as well. When you broke
Yup.
up the World's Greatest Tag Team, you had Charlie Haas doing some tag team stuff, granted with Rico and all that, but also you had Shelton Benjamin
Gold
beating Triple H
standard.
back to back weeks on Raw during the Reign of Terror. We can go on and on
And they went and
from
they went
Edge and
into their
Christian to anybody
respective
else.
and they went into their respective divisions.
Or let's go on the same brand on that notion. When you broke up Los Guerreros, you had Eddie with the world title, Chavo with the cruiserweight title.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, bro. Like even when Rey Mysterio took a jump up to the heavyweight, that nigga ain't come out and say, "Oh, I'm a qualify." He had to do the Royal Rumble match. He couldn't just swim
Hmm.
with the big dogs before saying, "Oh yeah, I'm like." Yeah, he was legendary. That was Rey Mysterio. That nigga still had to
Vince
earn a
threw
big
his ass in
spot
the
though.
ocean and said, "Motherfucker, you better learn how to swim real quick, or
You
your
feel
ass is
me?
gone." And what he do? 60+ minutes,
Yeah,
and
bro.
that was even unheard of at the time for the Rumble. That's where he earned the moniker the biggest little man.
Yeah, bro. Cause you could see his whole the way they booked him was different. Like prior to that, he used to get washed up when it was bigger dudes. Then they gave him an
Hmm.
actual chance after that. Like, all right, nah, he a heavyweight cruiserweight. Like, yeah, he a cruiserweight, but he's still bigger than the other. Like, well, especially when we saw the bigger like Rey Mysterio getting a little weight on him. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, he big. Like, you know what I'm saying? He a little, like you said, a little big guy, a little giant right there. So, nah.
And then you had underrated stories with him and Randy, with him and Batista, with Triple H.
Big Show
Uh,
strapping him to that gurney and slapping him on the turnbuckle was like the illest
when Great
memory.
Khali started doing the his version of the Iron Claw.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Okay, that was the first time in a while where we saw someone use the blood capsule that wasn't off of like some type of like shot to the head or whatever, just squeezing the head, you just bleeding out the brain or some shit.
Was the right call made to have Raquel and Roxanne walk away and still champion? Or did they miss a few? Like, cause I thought the
Was it
match was
what?
phenomenal. I don't want to take away from. I just feel like just to throw a different angle out here. We had a chance to send the belts to NXT. We had a chance to throw it on the newly formed Alexa Bliss and Charlotte.
You could have put it back on the Kabuki Warriors too.
Right.
Um, I think this is one of those matches to where at this moment in time, just purely based off the moment, there was no wrong answers where the belts went. The only reason why I'm on board with Raquel and Roxy holding the belts right now is for a few reasons. One, assuming they do have a long reign, this is going to fuel Liv's return whenever that is, preferably sooner than later, wish her a speedy recovery. But also, if they run it back with, say, Bliss and Charlotte, or even Asuka and Kyrie, I wouldn't be mad at it
Mm.
because those matchups got some legs. Even
It,
I don't
mhm.
know what the jury holds between Zarya and Sol Ruka. For those that did not see what happened in that matchup, there was an unfortunate mistimed communication and one hell of a spot. In which, again, WWE, they are master at creating moments. We have Charlotte Flair doing an unlikely thing and essentially save Bliss from getting torn in half off of Zarya's spear. And in
Beautiful
return, we see
moment.
Sol Ruka take one hell of a spear.
They almost recreated that moment when Roman speared The Rock. Like I felt like that's what Soul was going for. You when you look at her expression, she looked like she just been split in half. Like oh, like Zarya
And,
laid it on her.
and on the flip side, what Charlotte Bliss did to me, it kind of. Do you remember that cage match with KO and Shane, and Sammy pulls them out at the last minute?
Yep.
That's what that reminded me of because Charlotte holding Bliss saying, "I got you, we're good, I got you," and just
And
the
that,
look of shock on their faces that
yep.
sold it right there.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where even Bliss in her head's thinking like, "You do care," like that SpongeBob meme.
Right.
There's so many moments about that one spot right there. And then you had the rest of the match being incredible. And again, I forgot. I had no clue who was legal in the match at that point in time. I just remember Raquel tag or Zarya tagging in, or I believe it was her tagging in. And then we get to Soul taking the pinfall because she's still laying there dead from the spear.
Mm.
A lot happened in those last few minutes.
Yeah, I think the crowd chose the last few minutes too. If you remember in the match, they were expecting Raquel to go flying over the top rope. She kind of looked towards the madness on the outside, and then she sent
She said,
Roxanne over to Charlotte. Yep.
bombs away.
So
that,
overall, I
that
think it was a
match
great
was
match.
that match was chaos in the best way possible.
Oh
And
yeah.
like I said, if Raquel runs it back with either one of those teams, or her and Roxy, I'm not mad at it. I'm here for it. I want to see them run it back, especially Bliss and Charlotte, because again, I would not be surprised if they stay together for some time. They will be tag team champions very soon.
Hear me out.
Call it now.
Hear me out. Is are WWE Prime and Judgment Day to become the greatest faction ever? Like, hear me out. Started by a Hall of Famer Edge, catapulted the career of Rhea Ripley, revitalized the career of Finn Balor, changed the trajectory of Damian Priest, nurtured the career of Dominic Mysterio.
I'm glad you went to that part because when we saw Dominic finally join and cross over to that side, let's be honest, a lot of us as stands were like, what the fuck are they doing? Are they really about to
Yes,
come to the wolves and expose them right now?
for real, yup.
And then that grew into what it was. You saw the moments of the stuff with him getting arrested by and have his own parents call the cops on him. To was it Mania where he had it was him and versus Ray at Mania, right? At 39, 38, one of those two. One of those two manias. I remember it being Ray versus Dom, where Dom gets carted out in the corrections van, all shackled up and shit. When he first started growing up the mullet,
Okay, yep, yep,
to
yep, yep, yep,
to
yep, yep,
to
yep.
transition into him becoming a two-time North American champion, to him essentially becoming the second coming of Eddie Guerrero, now Intercontinental champion. Again,
Full
you have
blown
a very valid
mommy.
case.
JD McDonough, R Truth, the inclusion of R Truth in there for a second. If you want to
Carlito
include him, Carlito, like, bro, and then we talk about Damian Priest won a heavyweight championship for the group. So the
and
group
Money in
has,
the Bank.
yes, so the group has tasted success on multiple fronts. The women's heavyweight, Money in the Bank, women's heavyweight again in the form of Liv Morgan, who we didn't even get to touch on, because that's gonna
And then
like this
the tag belts for men and women.
man and woman,
So we can
bro.
definitely say that Judgment Day will go down as one of the most decorated factions. Um, Again, but as far as them being up there with the likes of Shield, Evolution, Horseman, blah blah blah, they're building one hell of a case.
They are building a hell of a case. Like it's one big case, but when we really sit there and look at the body of work that
It's when you break
fact,
it down.
yeah, bro. Like, hold on, they're responsible for a lot of good things we've seen come out of the Raw side for the last few years.
Like that clip. Hold up, wait a minute. Just start reading off the actors. Like, hold on, wait a minute.
I started thinking that with Judgment Day females picking this victory up tonight, it's just another one in the books for the Judgment Day is where they're looking dominant. They're holding the men's tag team gold, the females tag team gold, Intercontinental Championship gold. Like,
You
if there was
listen to Finn,
anybody,
you win.
yeah, if imagine if Liv comes back and there's a scenario where she's okay with Roxanne in the group and she goes for the heavyweight again. And now, like, even though I don't see that part happening, but
But even then, if in the fact that's a possibility, because even if Finn tries to just say, "Hey, you listen, look what we did while you were rehabbing your injury. We can get the belt right back on you right now."
and it won't be the first time when the Finn's plans went left. Like, let's say he bring in Roxanne to get Liv upset, and Liv actually starts fucking with her.
The plot is thickening, and we didn't even see this coming until just now.
Interesting things, interesting routes they can go with.
Very.
Yeah, Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez pick up the victory. I enjoyed it. I like just as a side note, I do like how on SmackDown I believe it was, so Ruka showed that she got two belts. They mentioned it tonight. If she wins, she'll have
I
three
forgot she
belts.
had the speed championship.
Yep.
But this is what pissed me off about that. You'll put that belt on NXT, but you won't put it on Raw or SmackDown. You'll show the AAA tag belts on SmackDown, but not the Speed Championship.
Yeah, very weird, right?
It's very weird.
Hell, they
I
even
don't
went
get
away
it.
from advertising speed. Like I don't hear them talking about nothing about speed.
I don't. The only time when I see any type of advertisements is after whatever stuff concluded. I assume they still do it on Wednesdays in the afternoons or early mornings, or they air it on Twitter.
Okay.
But again, it's almost never talked about. They started talking about when they first introduced the belts last year, whenever. Then they just stopped. I don't know why. But then again, they also brought out LFG, the Evolve purchase, a level up, and they brought out another 10 belts on top of that. So there's that, unfortunately. But again, it's like these belts have been around for some time. Some of your top talent, for lack of a better term, are holding the belts, which brings me to another question. Is this rendition of El Grande Americano the speed champion?
Nah.
Because that's who had the belt last for the men.
Yeah. I want to see Grande Americano 1 and 2. And it's funny that an injury brings us here because this is something we've touched on way long ago. The possibility of more than one Grande Americano.
Yeah. There was definitely better options to choose from than the current individual they have now. I'll say that right now. But here we are. Do I want to see this or El Grande Americano number two and number one versus the Lucha Brothers? No. Will we? Probably.
That'd be wicked, though. That's kind of fun now. Now that you say it.
But again, since El Grande Americano has the same injury as Liv Morgan, unfortunately, I guess we can probably pencil that in for a surprise Rumble return and then set that up for Mania, which again is fine, but what do you do with the Speed Championship for the men's? Is it vacated now? Does number two have it?
Men in Black
And this,
stick. Men in Black Flash. We forget about it. Never happened. Fuck it, right?
they made this mess their own damn selves. And like they got themselves into this mess. I don't know how else to say it.
Let's move on, man. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. Both
Yeah,
they
yeah.
named.
Well, we go from a rough situation to a good lord.
Man, listen. Never would I thought a women's tag team match would be better than the actual women's heavyweight match to me.
Mind
But
you, this is Chris fucking Stratus.
it happened tonight. Yeah.
Was the match even 10 minutes or 5 minutes?
I'm gonna be
That was
honest. If it was, I'm gonna be a little harsh here. That's a little longer than what it needed to be too, because I felt a little bored with the pace of the match.
I felt like I blinked and it was over. I think she hit the satisfaction early in the match, and then it was all Tiffany and Sekawal.
Yup. I feel like yeah, like when we got to the end of the match, like prettiest moonsault, boom, it's over. I was expecting
Yeah,
like a false finish. Nah, that's it. Thank you for coming. Here's your check.
See now, if Tiffany was a heel and she had someone alongside her, this would have been a mighty fine time to bring in, say, Alita. Speaking of which, where the hell was Lita?
Don't know. And I'm glad you touched on the heel factor for Tiffany Stratton because that's something we was talking about before we went on air. And listen, I don't know what they doing. Just pull the plug already. Y'all gave us little teasers on Friday. We seen her teasing the crowd after the victory with Trish. It seems like she's showing hints of heel. I think it would be better for her if y'all just let her go full heel. That's it. That's the Tiffany that I was watching NXT and I enjoyed. The one that was shitting on people left and right. It's Tiffany time. You know what it is. Get to the back of the line. That's it.
And here's why I feel we may not go that route. And it's something that we kind of touched on very vaguely a while back. When you look at that, her specific heel character and Blake Monroe, Mariah May, whatever you want to go with, those are very similar characters. Aside from their accent, similar
Right.
athleticism, similar looks, there's not much that separates the two of them. So how is that dynamic going to work, especially when Blake eventually goes to the main roster?
That's
Do you just pair them up and just have them do a whole Mean Girls gimmick, which would be fine, but
That would be. But at this point, I think if we want to maintain Charlotte, like I like what they doing with her and Alexa Bliss. Like I feel like this is a good way to keep Charlotte on screen without the hostile environment of a crowd not fucking with her because they're fickle. Let's just call it what it is. That's my favorite analogy. Thanks to Danny Bryan himself, Mr. Bryan Danielson. Because
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be honest, I
Charlotte
don't think like they were the type of heat they were giving her when she was going against Tiffy was like nuclear heat. Like we were concerned. Like we was like, damn, like Charlotte not looking the same. Like she don't know how to react to this. Like
hmm and folks can dispute her Rumble when all they want, but let's go to brass tacks. If not Charlotte, then
who?
who would you?
Right?
I'll hear
Who?
out, I'll hear out anybody's theories on that, and my response would be the same thing. But are they on Charlotte's level? Is there anyone that can get Tiffany to that level of which, if she's going to be the champion, who can get her to that next level? Yeah, Charlotte did what she could. The stuff with Trish was what it was. Now we look to Tiffany versus Jade, and we'll see how that goes. I'm not quite, and
I'm not
again,
sure
that's
about
it's not.
the Tiffany stuff. Yeah,
It's not a knock on Tatum. It's just again, it's just the way she's being presented. I don't feel she's given the best opportunity to succeed. It seems like they're just doing enough just to get her by, and that's going to catch up to her
yeah, that sucks.
because this will be what Tiffany's second match against Jade, and if we're going to see anything like we saw round one, that match is going to be rough
You know what's it's like it's really tough in Tiffany Stratton's case because I feel like I don't want to victim blame here, but I guess I'm about to a bit, just a tad bit. I
Don't be
guess
shy.
she was like all like rookie-ish when Charlotte ran down on her, but
Yeah.
that's Charlotte's character. That's how Tiffany's character should be, low key. Like that's your characters.
Now, if I'm Tiffany, the first thing out of my mouth is I beat Charlotte at Mania and I squashed her goat at Evolution. Lead off with that off the rip. And if you get booed out the venue, soak it in. Like Jericho once said, drink it in, man. And that might be best case scenario for her. Let Jade be the babyface all she wants because she's gonna get cheered regardless, whether it's stateside or in Paris, wherever they're gonna be at, and just go off of that. And if you got to do some sneaky tactics in the match, so be it. Charge her the game.
Yeah, definitely some work there for Tiffany Stratton. It's kind of
A lot of
crazy
work.
because yeah, it's crazy because they've been giving her the ball to run with it for the last few months, and I don't see anything getting better. In fact, actually, I see a hesitancy. Like, feel like she's being hesitant to truly be what that character is, what it was in NXT, a bad
Because think
bitch.
about it. It took until the go home for WrestleMania for her to get some type of confidence on the microphone, and we know how talented she can be with the microphone. The match was about as good as it could be, given Charlotte still getting her sea legs back, and Tiffany trying to get it to that level that Charlotte is. And past that, it's like, eh,
It's like maybe it's a bad comparison, but you see how Jada Parker is hella aggressive on NXT. Like she don't think she's an underdog to nobody, even if she might not win that match, right? She be barking her shit. Imagine one day she come up to the main roster like some underdog, like, oh, you know, soft spoken or different. Like, nah, this
if
ain't
if
like,
if
yeah,
her crowd pop during the battle royal is any indication of what we're gonna see when she's on the main roster, all we're gonna hear is Big Mama chants, and I ain't mad at that either. But
yeah,
again, like I see your point because Jada has like that natural confidence, that swagger.
right.
Yeah, I'm hot shit. What you gonna do about it?
And I feel like Tiffy had that on NXT. I don't know
Hmm.
if it was the small crowd she was comfortable with. Now this bigger audience, it's like it is a bigger platform. It's not that it's like it is a bigger platform. So could that be affecting her? Like,
It's possible,
yeah,
but again, it's like aside from Charlotte and Nia, you're not really giving her much to work with as far as on how to elevate herself.
because I don't want to sound like kind of ignorant or stupid here, but all she got right now is the fans behind her momentarily. Like, what if that changes? What if
Yeah,
the fans
and or
start booing her? She's
or
in deep
or even
waters.
worse, or even worse, she gets no reaction.
Right. Like, yeah, like what if she starts to garner that negative heat, that go away heat, that nuclear heat.
The one trick pony heat.
Right. That could be damaging for her. And especially in a time where she should be really developing. I feel like they really put her in a spot where I never looked at her like for an athletic girl, I never looked at her like dominant to be beaten or the top dominant woman like we talking about Nia Jax here, Charlotte Flair in the same calendar year.
Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair,
Like, come on now. Like, you feel me? A
and,
rookie.
and like we touched on with the NXT roster, you have Lola Vice, Sol Ruka, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, Lash Legend, Zarya, Jordan Grace, to name a
Hmm.
few. And now you have Blake Monroe. You just called up Julie. You just called up Stephanie McClure. You got Nikki Bella back for who knows how long. You might have Paige on the way back. You still got Charlotte. You still got Becky. You still got Bailey. You can't count out Oscar, Naomi, everyone else. It's a deep roster. And like I said, there's going to be times where that TV time may run out.
Yeah. I mean, we've witnessed it happen to Charlotte. Like, she used to get heel heat because she was a heel. I never once thought I'd see an environment where she had go away heat. I never thought that. The same with Nia Jax at one point. Like, people were calling for her to be fired at one point in her career.
Uh-huh. I mean, shit, look what happened with Rich Holland.
Right. So, it's wild stuff right there. But I do want to see Tiffy succeed. I'm not like a Tiffy hater, or I don't want to see her on top. I do want to see her on top. I just want her character to nurture in the right way, and not for her character to feel like it's being force fed upon us. Because that's when I'm gonna start to look at her character like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm not jacking that.
Or even if they're just leaving her to just fend for herself, don't be afraid to be yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm
If
saying. That
if you need to be sassy or whatever,
she's being hesitant right now. I don't know what it
yeah.
is. It's like you're the fucking champion for 7 months. Talk that shit. Feel like you're. I don't know.
Hopefully she figures something out soon because again, this match with Jay is going to be a massive make or break test for her. I don't want to think like that, but
What if we now have a situation, right, where Jade and Naomi hold the belts, and Bianca's just looking like, damn, I got nothing. Then we start to finally see where Bianca lays with everything. Who does she want to challenge for? Who she feels is like her friend that she don't want to challenge.
as of right now, if Jay doesn't absolutely squash Tiffany, Tiffany's best bet is for Bianca to cost Jade the match.
Mm, mm,
I mean, I hate to have the time to be the afterthought in a match of that magnitude, but it's like right now, there's not a lot else you could do to save face.
mm. That's tough. I mean,
I know.
yeah.
And that's the unfortunate thing about it. Again, it's like again, I'm hopeful Tiffany can get out of this rut, but it's like aside from that, like Plan B and Plan C options are getting thin, and they're getting thinner by the minute. Like I said, unless you do this superstar shakeup thing or whatever, or maybe you have Bailey or Becky match up against her, or even I don't want to say Lyra, but I don't know, but yeah, or fuck even Oscar or Kyrie, anything to try to get something out of her.
Mm. I mean, with that being said, then let's take a look into the next match. It was the battle royal for the number one contender women's world title
Well,
at Clash in Paris.
the next match was the no holds barred match, which we started off with.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely correct. That's why I kind of breezed past. You definitely right. You want to touch on that one more time? Chat, if y'all wasn't here, the next match after Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus was indeed Jade Cargill versus Naomi. So pardon me for that.
Featuring Bianca Belair as the special guest referee.
In a no holds barred match. What did you think of
And
my
again, it's
first
hard.
thoughts? I thought it was good. Good match.
I mean,
Weird
for me, I'm still
ending at the end.
stand by it was match of the night for me.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the main event, and maybe because of the how it turned into a triple threat. I guess like
Hmm.
I'm gonna be a little biased to that. But yeah, this one and the main event for sure held it down.
And then yeah, because it seems like with this show, yeah, it started off hot. The Tiffany Trish match was what it was, and they the last three matches they picked right back up. And I don't think the crowd was seated once for the last three matches. They were
How,
definitely alive and well.
how'd you feel about everybody getting an entrance in the battle royal? I thought it was cool
I
until they
thought
started doing them weird camera breaks, like if they're going to commercial, but they didn't. They back like
Those two spots pissed me off, but also I did kind of get annoyed once they brought everybody out all at once.
it was kind of
Because
like
again, because
decent
about
main
like
entrances.
because I think it was after Natalia and Maxine came out to where Cole said that there's 20 competitors in this battle royal. I looked at the graphic, counted all the ladies in that graphic. It was 20 heads right there. So again, it ruined the possibility of a plausible surprise.
Right.
But again, that match again, it was fine. It started off white hot with Nia getting those two eliminations from the calling out the way.
Hell yeah.
Slowed slowed down a bit. What I do want to touch on again, we touched on this a little earlier. Julia's in the match, the Women's United States Champion.
No, brother.
It seems like we're running it back with her and Zelina again.
Now I say this, I do like Zelina's demeanor in the match tonight. The more
You
serious, she's
you
abandoning
like the
the
pouting
whole
face?
smile. She came to the ring like possessed, dog. Like you ain't see how blank stared. Whoa, no, people got their hands out.
She
She
looked
ain't
like
slapping no,
someone that kicked her dog.
bro. She ain't slapped no fives to nobody. I like that. Show that that
Uh,
loss affected you. You know what I'm saying? Like losing that
yeah,
championship hurt. I like that.
and then it was a little fitting that Zelina was the one who eliminated her, and then just started down saying, "I'm getting mine back."
That's what I'm a bit bothered by a little bit. Like, what the fuck's the point of?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I know Julia is a great competitor, but y'all let her take that off Zelina real quick. Now Zelina coming back with a good character arc too. So I like, do we give it back to Zelina? Is cause
What do you do with Chelsea?
she's good without the shit. But yeah, I mean, she still. I feel like she never rightfully got her lick
She never
back.
got a rematch.
Nope, broken nose, been on the side. We see her now.
But as far as the battle royal, my MVP for that match was Lash Legend,
Oh yeah,
Atlanta's own. The, for the moment that played her song, the city showed her love, and she fed off that energy. And like I told you guys in the group chat, I was blown away that she was the final four.
oh
Once
yeah. Very
Callaway said this
surprised.
was the final three, I had to check. Oh, wait a minute, we the final three already? You got Lash, Stephanie, and Nia. This really no Nikki Bella, no nothing. Okay, I can get behind this. And then I got to thinking, yes, the winner. I forget what the winner of this gets. Oh no, they get a title shot. So I got to thinking,
At Clash of
we
Paris, yeah.
we getting Lash some love. We're finally gonna test the waters out with her, which unfortunately we didn't. But again, she was one of the final two, and in a very impressive outing as well. And this is a lady that we have been calling for to have official main roster call up practically all year. Why that hasn't happened yet is beyond me. But as little as we've seen her, it seems like she gets better every time. More, she gets more confident. She comes off more polished, and I think it's only a matter of time before we start looking at her as a future world champion. I said what I said.
And when you say her, remind the folks at home who we talking about again.
The bougie baddie herself, Miss Lash Legend.
There you go. She definitely showed out tonight. I really enjoyed how the NXT woman, because again, I said it earlier, they look like equal branding, equal footing. It didn't feel like, oh well, we got a little brother in the room. Like, nah, we seen a final three.
Uh, the girls from NXT came out with the whole from her to Jada Parker to Kalani,
Yup.
Lola. All of them just came out with the we ain't kids no more. We grown. We here now.
David gave Kalani the Kofi spot. The
They even
walking on
dubbed it
their
the Kalani spot,
handstand.
basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
and again, like I said. the future is very bright. Now, mind you, most of these women have been in the game less than 3 years. They, you would assume they just got the frame wheels up. No, they were doing this last year too, and the year before last.
Yep.
They've been doing this.
And they in the ring with legends though, like Jada Parker got the elimination on Natalia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of good things
Lash
happening.
Legend eliminated Nikki Bella,
Legendary.
a Hall of Famer. You had Lash going base damn near like big move for big move with Nia Jax and Piper Niven. Like they let her shine.
Yeah, they
Now,
did.
granted, now the 70 stuff, whatever it is, again, glad she won. Her and Naomi's gonna be a phenomenal match. But again, like, don't sleep on Lash Legend in these next couple years. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, nah, Lash Legend, that's one of the many things I would have disagreed on with my boy JD. I remember listening to a lot of his stuff and he wasn't really fucking with her, you feel me? I mean, nowadays he is, but I'm talking about like when she was first like featured on NXT, he wasn't really fucking with her. But I seen a lot of potential in her. So I'm glad that she's really living up to that potential. Like, and
Well,
every time they put her
we
in a
first saw
spot,
this. We
mhm,
first noticed like the elevation of the game when her and Jakara Jackson were gunning for the tag titles on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
I was just gonna mention that we've watched her do this in hot spots they put her in before for the tag team belts.
Hmm.
She's delivered. You know what I'm saying? So
And also, I think she was in a North American ladder match not too long ago too, and again, she's balled out in that too.
yep.
So again, the growth has been there. It's just give her some TV time, let her show what she can do, what she's been learning. And again, that's another big girl that can probably go with the best of them.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. We need because I feel like the females, low key, they got a good variety.
Oh yeah,
But
they
the
do.
real but the real top elite females are the bigger ones, bro. Like the Biancas, Jade now. Nia Jax is back in the mix. Like back when she wasn't in the mix,
Mhm.
sure you had the Becky Lynch's like just the top, like you know what I'm saying? But now you
And
got the big
even
girls.
with the small
Yeah.
girls, like that gap is getting more and more narrow.
Yeah.
So again, like
Because if you're not performing like Roxanne, Liv, Io Sky, Kyrie Sane, bringing the power like a Oscar, like a Avi Nayu,
getting scrappy like Bliss.
yeah, then like
Again,
that's why I was happy for
Tiffany, take
Kalani because
notes.
Kalani was able to bring like she bring a real athletic feel to her. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
sometimes, and I just know knock on the smaller girls. They're smaller, but they're not as athletic. If that makes sense, you know what I'm trying to
Or
say?
not as physical.
Right. So definitely a great showing in this match. I like how I I wish they would have started the match off with the competitors in the ring. I feel like the entrance was the only thing that killed it for me. But overall, getting down to it, quick eliminations, clearing house, rapid action. Camera was on all the spots that needed to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Again, Stu was on some bullshit today. He got some good shots.
Yeah, like no funny shit. This is how I know it's a good battle royal, cause the last parts of it started to feel like a Royal Rumble to me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the momentum, the energy started speeding up.
Yeah. Then you get the
But
final three talk. Oh, like
before we get back to that, I got to ask you this one question. Your honest to God thoughts on Natalia's attempt at the worm.
terrible. Then she got kicked in the head by
Maxine,
Kalani. Bow, missed the
Maxine,
head.
bless your heart, but the fact that you try to do the D-Ron get the tables line instead of and turn it into Natalia do the worm, bless
Oh,
your heart.
oh, and may I and may I add once again, you always say Triple H holla at us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could continue to do that because I know y'all been listening. I've said on this show, make a battle royal worth something. Y'all made it worth a women's championship match. Stephanie Vaquer
And like
importance
I said,
on this.
and like I said, this match delivered too.
Yes, this is the one of the
We
best battle
let's be
royals.
honest. We had some worries with this match
Yeah, I think this.
because
I'm gonna
of
call it. This is the best battle royal I've ever seen. I'm gonna say it now.
that's fair.
Yeah, the best battle royal.
At least on the women's side, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. But again, like as much as Nikki Bella was hyping it up, there was concerns that she was going to win this matchup, and then whatever we got out of that, I'm thoroughly pleased that it ended the way it did, and I'm surprised at that certain people got more of a shine than they definitely would have if you know who was still in charge.
Mhm.
But again, I look forward to that matchup with Naomi and Stephanie, or yeah. That's going to be a very interesting matchup.
Very, very interesting.
But again, that just leaves us with again our main event of the evening. Oh, before we get to that, your thoughts on Stephanie McMahon's Spanish?
I thought it was appropriate. She had that spot on white person Spanish. I fucked with it.
And it surprised the hell out of Stephanie McCurd. Like that came out of you.
Right.
But like, again, as we wind things down, we then go into our main event, which again, fair match tonight as well, because these two women do not miss. Impeccable chemistry, and that's Bloody Rhea Ripley and the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky.
Oh yeah.
From bell to bell, that thing was incredible. And although I kind of like I texted you guys earlier in the group chat with the match earlier, we got our I believe this was our first female ref bump.
Was it?
I think so. I don't
Mm,
recall ever having Jessica Carr take a ref bump like that before, or even any other female refs, because she was out for a minute.
might be something to watch there.
Because we've seen all the male refs take bumps left and right. But this was again, it was very different. I'm a little bit surprised that they were out of the ring as long as they were. But again, it's the main event. Why not? Um, when Jessica Carr got laid out, I'm surprised nobody didn't come in right then and there. But again, if the ref's out, how can you do a proper cash in? But she brought in her own ref anyways.
Correct. So that would negate that.
hmm But again, like that matchup alone, I can't say enough good things about it. From the insane spots outside in the crowd to that Spanish fly to Rhea attempting that super eradicator or the riptide. We basically saw it all in that match, damn near.
You're not lying. That shit was lit, bro. Like, I'm glad I tuned into tonight, top to bottom. Even though I didn't have great things to say about um the Tiffy and Trish match, it's still a high match, if that makes sense. Like,
hmm
it's still a high name on her resume, a notch under her belt. So
Because again, she could say she beat Charlotte and Trish in the same calendar year
right.
within all less than 6 months apart.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I could be a prisoner of the moment. I might be sipping the Kool Aid, but I'm giving this PLE a 5 out of 5.
That's fair. I was gonna say like at least a 4.5. It was definitely incredible for what it was. Exceeded all my expectations. Also, I
Bro,
just got to think of real quick off the top of my head. And we talked about what could be next for Tiffany. She's now knocked off Charlotte. She's now knocked off Trish Stratus. Does she go for the trifecta and take out Nikki Bella?
she could.
That that might be something there, to be honest. I don't know. I don't see Nikki Bella winning that match without some shenanigans from Bree mode. Other than that, again, that might be something to keep an eye on,
I just want to
assuming she
say,
gets past Jade.
I just want to say too that I like how tonight didn't rely on no fugazi moments. Like I, what I mean by that is sometimes we get hypnotized by how the crowds sing along to certain people's music or
Hmm.
the turnout of overseas, but then the matches themselves be 50-50. They be either good or bad. I feel like tonight didn't have no gas station. They this was hard work. Yeah, like most of this shit, most of these matches weren't even really like advertised like that. Like they were just thrown out. Boom. The most heaviest shit that was advertised, and I could see why, is Tiffy and Trish. That shit needed the help. That shit needed
I'll say,
the
I'll say the only advertised was Naomi and Jade,
see, but I feel
but
like their
but that's a
program
blood
been
feud. That's different.
right. They feud been building. Everything else kind of just felt like last second shit.
Yeah,
And then when it was formalized, it still didn't feel like there's no real beef with child other females in this stuff. Like even the Rhea and Io Sky stuff felt more of a competitive bout, like like rather than a feud where I don't like you.
yeah. That was one of those. Io looked at Rhea like, I want to solidify myself as the best. Yes, I got your number, but I know you're still a threat. And Rhea looked at it like, I need to beat you.
Yeah, so
My
it's a
legacy
perfect
is intact
competitive
because
bout.
I need to beat you.
Perfect competitive bout. Like you said, blood feud with Jay, Naomi, so they don't really need to put that on blast anymore. But they tried with Tiffany and Trish. All of these side interviews for Trish Stratus, trying to hype up Evolution too. Like, I get it. Great
Yeah.
PLE though.
Hmm. And again, I told you this in text. I'll say it again. As of right now, this is probably the top PLE for WWE for this year.
That's all I'm saying. If I'm giving
I
it a
I, I,
five,
got, I got this one miles ahead of WrestleMania.
I mean, yeah, from top to bottom, yeah, I'm gonna say that. In terms of moment, that's debatable. Seth Rollins getting the wise man, the double the double low blows. That was at that moment, but yeah, in the totality of a show, I'm there with you. This is a
Yeah, okay,
totality.
okay, so Mania, yeah, you had that, and you also had Jay winning, but also with this PLE, you had the several spots with the women's four-way. You had Naomi's cashing in. You had Lash's coming out party essentially. You had another heel turn. I feel that
Great
in this
call.
short
Yeah.
stint, there's more moments that are probably going to last a longer
Play out.
test of
Yeah.
time.
Hell yeah.
And this show's ultimately going to age. I feel it's going to age a lot better than all Evolution One, but it's going to age better than most PLEs we've seen this year so far.
And again, to give them flowers with everything surrounding it, folks concerned about it going head to head with AEW. Reports being that some of the talent wasn't happy. They was getting put against a whole roster of men and female from AEW. I don't know how true that was. I'm just here to regurgitate what's going on in the community, y'all, and what's being
You
spoken
you
about.
had a you had a certain Hall of Famer talking about this show's rushed.
Right. Yeah. Out the horse's mouth itself.
Yeah, that could be why that was the shortest match on the night, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm screaming. Okay. Okay. Yep. I mean, got some validity to it there.
Again, if you think about it, that's too much of a
Yeah.
coincidence.
Correct.
Damn.
Good call. Good point. Man. Out
And then
here.
as we wind down, we learned during this post show that we have a gauntlet match tomorrow to
Yes.
find Gunther a number one contender for SummerSlam. Oh boy.
Also, since we on the topic of news that was shared on the post show, Triple H mentioned it's not looking good for Seth Rollins. He's gonna be doing an MRI on Monday. So some point today, maybe late before Raw, maybe during Raw, we
Definitely,
get yeah.
as early as in the next 12 hours, we're gonna learn something, which is unfortunate because again, like he was, him and Liv, those injuries are unfortunate, bad, and worse time because they were white hot.
And unfortunately, Razor, you know, because you play sports, if you've suffered an injury somewhere and it's been bad, where if you've needed some kind of surgery or treatment for it, and you feel that pop or that, you kind of know already. Yeah, you're gonna do the
Yeah,
MRIs and stuff, but you know,
well, not even
kind of
that.
know.
Again, if you injure any body part once, that's
Yeah,
always it's never what's gonna happen again.
yeah. Oh, it's inevitable. It's just a matter of time, right? Like,
And again, it could have been from the moonsault attempt. I still feel that it was from the previous springboard because he landed a little awkward on that spot too. But I did notice that someone, and I wish I could remember your name on Twitter, but they kind of like posted something that this is the same injury going into 40 that he had because he had a match on Raw against Jinder Mahal before the Rumble. He tried that moonsault and that same knee buckled.
that's unfortunate, bro.
So maybe it's time to stop that moonsault. I don't know.
Maybe he should just stop high. I mean, I think he's at the stage of his career where he's a heel. He doesn't really need to do high risk maneuvers to get a pop from the crowd. Like, I mean, and I'm sorry, Seth, I'm no professional, but I mean, I think all the other heels that did it at a high level would say the same thing.
Yeah, and again, that maybe one move is just bad juju. It
Yeah.
happens.
I mean, but look, think about it twice, right? Three times. You said it happened with Jinder, the other spot with Kane in the corner. These are moves that necessarily don't need to be done
Mm.
in the matches he were in.
Because the one with Kane, he was trying what a sunset buckle bomb
No, he had
or something
flipped
like that.
over. Kane had him at the top rope on the corner. He flipped over and
Yeah,
tried to powerbomb Kane.
he did a sunset flip, and then that's when the knee gave in.
Yeah,
And then, like I said, going into Mania 40, he blew out that same knee in a match against Jinder, and then the same move exactly tweaks his knee against LA Knight during Saturday Night's main event.
I
All I gotta say
didn't.
is,
Yeah,
Seth, we wish you a speedy and healthy recovery.
yeah, man. I didn't need that. I didn't need to see that. That kind of hurt me that day. I'm gonna be honest. I was hoping it was a work. Like when he's sitting there in that corner, I'm yelling out, "Yes, he's gonna fake us for the cash in later on tonight." Those are my immediate thoughts. But then
But,
the unsettling
but then,
reality starts to kick in.
and then there's a few videos floating around social media to where as they're helping him out after the match, he's dropping f bombs, just mad that he's banged a big because he, like you said, his athletes, you know when something's wrong.
Yeah,
You don't
man.
take
Like
a doctor to tell something like you just know. And then there's another video to where he's in back with Gorilla, and he's just beating himself up like fuck. Here we go again. So again, hopefully it's nothing too major. Again, Triple H didn't sound too optimistic about it. Hopefully there's a miracle, and this is just a hyperextension or something that doesn't require surgery.
yeah, man. And I feel like just to brief the chat real quick, give a little personal story. Like I feel like I could speak for experience where I had a separated shoulder, and I could barely lift my arm over my head, my shoulders, and when I would, I could hear that click, and I didn't know that it was a separated shoulder until I did the MRI.
I'll say I still have moments where, like, if I'm leaning a certain way for a long period of time, my arm will go numb.
Yeah, it's like chat, you just know when something's wrong. So I like
Mhm.
Razor said, I hope him a speedy recovery. That sucked. Word is that they cut off some time from Saturday night main event. I I feel like I didn't get to really watch Saturday night main event real time. I watched it about an hour later, so I didn't really, I guess, feel the effects of whatever was might have been cut off. Obviously, I knew something went wrong, but it just felt like the Goldberg and Gunther match felt like it went as planned. Like I don't know, people were saying that Roman was supposed to come back for Seth. What he would have did to Seth in the LA Knight match, I don't know. That's why I think if Roman would have came back,
Right.
it would have been during the end. If Seth would have tried to cash in, maybe I could see that to prevent him from cashing in. But again, we got to wait till Monday night.
Mhm.
Triple H said we're going down a different direction. That was
Now,
pretty
but also
straightforward. Yeah,
with us maybe going in a different direction, we need to address something that WWE has never done before, and that's, do we rechristen a new men's Money in the Bank winner?
I think so. I'm tired of seeing people just like no funny shit. I'm tired of seeing people just hand shit over to people. In this case, it would make sense.
Because,
Hey, he give it to one
and
of his stable mates, but nah. Like
well, the reason why I say something we never done before, because we've seen the briefcase be up for grabs once upon a time, because I think that's how Edge became a two-time winner, something like that. But we've never seen someone relinquish the briefcase.
again, we've seen
Or
situation like Becky Lynch had to relinquish her title because of being pregnant, and then
well,
Oscar
the style's
won.
different. Because we've seen that
No,
happen all the time.
no. What I'm saying though is when Oscar fought for the
Oh,
championship
that's right.
for
That's
the
right. She had the briefcase at the time.
yeah, for the Money in the Bank. It was like a surprise. Like people thought they was just fighting for the briefcase, but look, unbeknownst to them, there was a championship inside allegedly. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
mean, there's definitely different things they could do. I just don't want to see just another handoff situation. Like I'm with you. I want somebody to earn this shit again. Like that'll be dope. Earn this shit. Even if you got to do
but
some
again,
slimy shit in the match, earn that shit the slimy way. To fuck it.
well, so now here's my next question. With some of the individuals that we kind of like prematurely penciled in as possible suitors for this plausible match for the new rights to the briefcase, they're going to be in a gauntlet match tomorrow. So you run the risk of turning it into a participation trophy at that point
But they doing the gauntlet for the just for a match at
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 SummerSlam.
SummerSlam or is that at Clash?
It's for SummerSlam.
Yeah, so that's different. Like again, I'm with the do the Money in the Bank match at SummerSlam.
Oh, I was
What's
talking
the word,
about
buddy?
this. What's good, bro? Are you talking about what I was talking about yesterday, Razor?
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, I
we're
told
going
you.
there. We're
I
going there.
told you. I told you. I told you. I said, man, you go ahead and do another little money in the bank match, bro, and just let that be what it is because that seemed like the smartest thing to do in this situation.
But again, my problem with that right now is some of the folks that we had penciling for that, you got them in a gauntlet tomorrow for a number one contender match against Gunther. So you run the risk of turning the briefcase into a handout participation trophy.
I mean, depending on how you.
Yeah,
Or
you lost
or
the gauntlet,
or
but guess
or
what?
hold on. Why do Seth got to give up his briefcase unless his injury is a year long? Like he got a year to
So
cash it in.
Yeah, you got a year to cash it in.
I mean, under the
so
contract rules, it's not like he got to defend the. It's not like a title, like oh he got to defend this shit and within 30 days, or we gonna vacate you. So if his surgery or his rehab time, recovery time is less than a year, maybe we don't take the shit off of him, and he surprises us when it's really time.
Yeah,
again,
because after a year, you would.
it could be another Rumble surprise. It could be a plausible Mania surprise. 'Cause Mania would be right towards the tail end of when that contract would expire.
What if Cody or Roman got the belt and he come back and fuck with them with that briefcase and cash in on them niggas? Like fuck with them once again. Like
If it's at Mania, you know how funny that would be.
Crazy.
it's a perfect way to like, cause now Paul Heyman got the phone with Seth Rollins logo in it. He could fake be getting messages from Seth. Let Seth be at home. We ain't even gotta like stress his
Yeah.
body, have him on TV doing what? We got a phone just like how you had a phone for Roman. Call the architect. Call the visionary. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Call the visionary.
Now, if this individual was more prevalent on Raw or SmackDown, I could see a world in which we hear call the final boss. If he was on TV more often.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should have hit more, right? Like,
Yeah. It
I mean, even
would.
now they hit some, but I think it got a lot of stain on it right now.
There's definitely a lot of stank behind it.
Yeah. But I listen, I'm on board. If there is a need for a new briefcase winner, y'all feel like, damn, we can't have the briefcase in another whole year. But with the injury thing, I don't think it really hurts. Like, it's different from if nigga just hold the briefcase for a whole year. We see him on TV and we get a little restless. Like, well, when is he gonna cash it in?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
mean,
keep
like
faking
Damian
it
Priest.
every night. Yeah. Like, we'd be like, well, you keep teasing it. You keep running out here with the damn briefcase and a referee. When are you going to do it? Like,
When are
we
you
ain't got to
finally
really worry
gonna?
about that right now.
Yeah. True.
And then we just seen Naomi cash her shit in. So for the few months, we don't got to worry about no fake cashing in from a men's side, a woman's side.
I think with Naomi, we just saw one cash attempt out of her, not on like a SmackDown,
She's made a
if
few
that.
attempts, but Nia Jax be like looking at her like, nah, not tonight, you not. This
So that's
mine.
yeah.
Like, she be looking at her
That's
like,
right.
nope.
That's right. 'Cause that's when she was running back with Tiffany, and now I told her this is my business.
Yup. So to your point though, yeah, she's probably tried maybe once, right? But other times she's went out there, she done turned her ass back around. So it was fun how they did hers. I'm gonna be honest, because there was more story rather than somebody just running out and then nothing happening. Like, but now we don't have no money in the bank briefcase in terms of like a woman's that can. It could feel stale where you got two people doing the same thing, faking, cashing in. I think it's a unique situation for. It sucks for Seth Rollins to get hurt. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah. For
it
sure.
could be a lining in the sand a little bit. Like in a weird
Because
way.
if they don't strip the briefcase off of him, I promise you, everyone's going to be clocking his return back down to the closest day,
Oh
and
yeah.
whenever he
You
comes
know they
back,
are.
it's going to have to be a cash in.
Yup. So now,
Now,
where do you put stuff with Roman Reigns? Like, if that was what he was slated to do when he comes back, do you what happens with CM
you have
Punk?
to put that on hold.
But do we get a Roman Reigns CM Punk kind of storyline, or is Roman gonna
Uh,
yeah like Roman going back to
I got a
family?
wild theory.
Okay.
right.
Let me set the table real quick, if I will.
Oh yeah.
It's the end of the year. We're on Cena's final like one or two dates. Seth cashes in and takes the belt off of Cena.
I could see that maybe, but that would mean that he would have to be doing it, this year.
But again, this is November. Seth's come back from like crazy lengths before, much like Cena has. Unfortunately, this is an injury that Seth is all too familiar with. So again, I'm hopeful that
So,
he's familiar with the rehab and how to expedite the process.
what's the official like?
Nothing yet. Tomorrow, today,
He's getting the MRI tomorrow.
he went to go watch Becky Lynch tonight at Evolution. He said, "Fuck the doctors. I know I'm hurt. How more hurt can I be? I'll go
I
tomorrow."
I already know I'm fucked up, boys.
Yeah, like
Give me the bottle.
Right,
yeah,
right.
like I'm done.
It's
Get
funny. You done? Give me the bottle.
done.
Yes. Hopefully it ain't nothing too crazy. You know what I mean?
Facts. Shout out to Razor. Shout out to my brother Street. Street's coming up in here. You know he was doing stuff. I was with him earlier, so I'm not gonna act like I didn't know where he was. You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
man was taking care of business. He
Yeah, for
came
sure.
through
Sure.
when he could. You know what I'm saying?
Had to.
Let's get your thoughts because me and Razor done kicked our whole top to bottom how we felt let's get how you feel about tonight's evolution from what you saw with the females.
I thought it was a really dope show. I'm not gonna lie. I felt it was really entertaining. I felt that they did a good job of letting the women kind of put on and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? And they included we had some legends in there, so that made it cool. It tied in all the old people. You know what I'm saying? Who
Oh
been
yeah.
around like myself. When I say old people, don't come from I'm part of the old people. So, so seeing the some of the old people that I grew up like watching, like, yeah, you know what I mean. You bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? Seeing Vicky, seeing Trish Stratus being in there. You know what I mean? Seeing oh my god
What was the time you saw Melina in a WWE venue?
Man.
yeah, you know what I mean. Even I was asking HD like seeing Jacqueline and all them. You know what I mean? It was cool seeing them. It was cool seeing the new superstars. They tied it in a cool way, and it was really, what I'm saying, entertaining. It wasn't like it was boring. The women was hitting their spots. They was doing their thing, and it kept a good pace. It wasn't like it had you like, man, like, come on, you know what I mean? They did a really good job, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, I was a doofus. I'll go ahead and say this on record. I was a goofball. After the battle royale had went off, I thought the PLE
Oh
was
yeah,
over.
I was screaming, bro.
Yes, because it
I'm
was
sorry.
playing commercials.
I
It was
was
doing,
mad
man.
quiet.
Yes, and we was playing again, and HD was mad quiet. I'm like, why is this nigga H quiet? I'm like, he's quiet, bro. Then he was like, oh, she cashed in. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You
She
did
cashed in the
what?
paper. I'm like, what? Like the pay per view went off. He's like, no, it's still on. He's like, oh, you
Yo,
thought that was the last match? Nigga, my heart sank. I was like, you lying. I ran to the key. I'm like, oh God, please. I missed the last. I'm like, no, you lying.
bro,
So I
tell
gotta
me
go
why
back
I'm
up.
gonna text Cat, bro. I told him, yo, Naomi cashed in. This silly gonna say what on AEW? I said no, Evolution, fool. Like he was even lost in the sauce. I'm like, damn, bro, like y'all missing it right now. This
Nah,
is a historic casting. Like what y'all
right. I
doing?
couldn't believe it. I was like, what do you mean she cast it? No, she didn't. What you talking about? He's like, nigga, the pay per view went
Bro,
off.
I thought I was watching something out like some out of this world shit. I thought
Yes.
I was like,
I
no, I'm
swear
not
to
like,
God.
hold on. I started questioning what I was
That
watching.
was
Like, hold on, did she really cash in there? Like,
Oh my God. Yeah, bro. But then
yo,
I cut it
salute,
on
Tommy.
and I caught the
Oh
last
man,
little highlights of it, man. It was cool to see it, you know what I mean? When I watched the after show, when they was interviewing them and stuff like that, man. Like I said, overall, the women I think knocked it out the park, man. Did a really good job. It was cool seeing some of the women come up, you know what I'm saying, and getting her, from NXT.
oh yeah,
Miss Parker. Woo!
oh yeah.
It was, it
that's
was,
Big Mama.
woo, big mama, big mama. Okay, she was doing
Uh-huh.
her thing, and it was cool to see. Oh my God, I don't want to get her name wrong. The girl at the very end, the black chick who was doing her thing. Her name is
Lash
oh
Legend,
my Lash
Miss
freaking
Bougie
Legend.
Baddie.
Hey, shout out to Lash Legend, man. She killed it, man. I think she was a really good, you know, person to have at the very end of the match to kind of showcase, you know what I'm saying, what the future's going to be, man. She did her thing, man. I thought it was super dope. She got a crazy pop. Like I said, I thought it was dope from top to bottom. It was cool seeing Charlotte
Yeah, I
out
wanted to
there.
get your thoughts on that. Yeah, what you
Yeah,
feel like? She was getting booed a few months ago. Now cheered. What you feeling?
I feel like that. Okay, I'll say this. Maybe the WWE, I'll give them their props. A lot of times, maybe they see stuff that we don't. Maybe we get stuff because at first, I was like, "What is this, bro? This freaking combination is small and tall, and she kind of dwarfing her and kind of
Hold up, let me cook.
yes, you feel me? So hey, Paul, you did your thing. So tonight seeing it in its full effect and seeing it, how they probably already have been seeing it. It was cool to see that combination, and their chemistry is real cool. It's almost like you ever watch a movie where you don't like the bad guy, you know what I'm saying? The bad guy, you're like, come on, you try to get them to be nice, and they're like, nah. And towards the end of the movie, the bad guy's kind of like, nah, come on, I rock with you a little
Yeah,
bit. Come
yeah, like
on,
yup. Like some
Even
grumpy
time,
dude in the movie,
yeah, like some
trying to get
grumpy
him to cool
dude.
off. Yeah,
Yeah, kind of cool. I'm
off
kind of
the
get him to do some fun shit. So it's
ice. Yeah.
kind of cool, you know what I mean? Because they was kind of they was kind of teasing each other. She was coming out, she's all blocking her entrance. It was like a cool, like little
Hmm.
sister, big sister type of vibe. That was cool. And even with at the very end with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, just seeing them, give each other respect, and then Rhea still doing the thing, and like we talked about, she still ain't beat her. And they was talking about in the after show, like I don't care, maybe let them run it back one more time. From the highlights I did see, it seemed like it was awesome,
Yeah, because now they
awesome
rival,
match, man.
they little competitive bout has superseded needed a championship. Like I think a lot of it before was like, oh, the belt was always on the line, but now the story got deeper. Like Rhea can't beat
Yeah,
her, so
yeah,
there's always that between them now. So that's dope too. Like you said, you feel me? Add an
facts.
extra layer that don't need a championship there.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I know that I felt like I'm gonna agree with my brother HD on this. He always calls it when he sees it. He says, "Hey man, WWE played it safe tonight on the Bianca Belair thing." I
Oh
think that
yeah,
they did most definitely play it a little safe. I think that they didn't want to have it be too crazy. But I definitely see heel time or heels in both of them. I said heel time. I'm gonna say like Tiffy time. I see her becoming a heel, and I definitely see a Bianca. Just when she walked out, it was something in her face. Maybe the way she did her makeup, or way she was walking out the other
there's definitely a
night.
different demeanor I feel from
That was
Bianca
yes.
these days.
It just was different. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, what I'm saying, she's putting on tonight. You're not wrestling. You're doing the referee thing, and you're gonna be, call it down the middle. Obviously, but even even Jay was kind of felt like kind of looking at her kind of funky at the very end. Like, nah, you my homie, but away from me. What I'm saying, I still don't even trust you like that to a point. You know what I mean? So,
I feel like what's wrong with them right now is that it just seems from my perspective, Jade or Bianca is waiting for one another to break the ice between them. And that don't
mhm.
seem to be happening. So I think it's gonna cause some friction going forward, right?
Yes,
They're gonna start looking at each other with more stank eventually.
yeah,
Like I was telling you earlier, like Bianca's gonna feel like, damn, like you over here questioning me left and right. Like I ain't do nothing wrong. Like I'm tired of that. Like,
yeah, for sure. And speaking on that, what you're saying, there can only be one number one chick.
mm-hmm.
Can't be two number ones. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can't obviously different belts before the belt that they're obviously going to be going for. You
But
can
there
only
can
have
only be
one
one
number one.
strongest,
Yeah.
fastest, one
Yes.
EST.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
Yeah.
eventually they're gonna have to cross paths because when Bianca comes back, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be trying to go for gold. And if that gold happens to be around Jade's waist, well then, you know, that's
Well,
the thing. You know what I mean?
I'm still leaning towards my theory. So it's going to be Jade versus Tiffany in Paris, right, HD?
At Crown Jewel?
Yeah. Oh, no, Clash.
No, no. Jade, that's gonna happen at SummerSlam.
I thought it was at Clash.
Nah, she won the Queen of the Ring for SummerSlam.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
It's
So,
Stephanie and Naomi in Clash.
that's right. That's right. Okay.
Mm,
So, but anyway, so at SummerSlam, which is in 3 weeks' time, Bianca is going to cost Jade, and Tiffany's going to retain.
mm.
Oh, I can see that. That would be a crazy moment to set up maybe for a WrestleMania moment. You know what I'm saying? That would be even crazier, but
That would be insane,
or
bro.
yeah, or just making it to where I guess they delay her championship run and giving her the belt just yet, even though I think that we all kind of would be cool seeing it being on Jade. Maybe the WWE again has some stuff where they're like, yeah, we're gonna give it to you, but we still gotta give you a little bit more time to hit some marks and do some things. So depending on how that goes. But either way, I think that she's in the conversation. It'll happen. Whether it be at SummerSlam or maybe next year at SummerSlam once they get past Mania or at Mania possibly. But I
Well,
think within the next
you know
year
how fickle these
we'll see it
fans can
happen.
get.
Hmm.
Yeah,
They won't
I
get
mean,
impatient real quick about it.
yeah, what I'm saying. But I mean, only time will tell. You know what I'm
Which
saying.
speaking
Hopefully,
of being fickle, we discussed Charlotte. I mean, how'd you feel about seeing Tiffany tonight? Trish Stratus was supposed to be
Oh,
like a dream matchup right here.
mm-hmm. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was straight. I mean, it was always it's out for me. It's cool to see Trish. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that we grew up. You know what I mean? I do feel like Tiffy's becoming more of a heel. You know what I mean?
Yup.
Feel like they're trying to maybe lean her into that. You know what I mean? Maybe being more cocky, saying, "Hey, I beat a legend. I'm beating everybody who's here." You know what I'm saying? Kind of getting that like smelling my own shit, think I'm the shit. You know what I mean? Mentality. I liked it though.
I
I
mean,
think that
again, she can say she beat Charlotte and Trish in less than 6 months.
yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. But again, you know what I mean. I kind of it was also one of the matches I really felt like the Goldberg match. Not to be getting off subject, but I felt like what I mean. Like, I kind of know you.
Don't be shy about it now.
Okay, about to go about if I'm gonna speak on Goldberg, I'm gonna say this: Goldberg was a legend. He still is a legend. I thought that everything he did, was cool. I definitely was a kid running around saying who's next, trying to, jackhammer. I jackhammer my pillow onto the bed and shit, you know what I'm saying? With my
Oh
little brother
yeah.
and shit, you know what I'm saying? I spearing people, you know what I'm saying? Getting up and I definitely would have sparklers and 4th of July, letting them shits hit my face like I'm walking, you know what I'm saying? I was a fanatic. So to see him go out on a sleeper hold, I was like, man, that's dookie, bro. You could have just not even wrestled, bro. You could have just kept
Mm.
that. It was, what I'm saying, the chops to the chest and the sick, what I'm saying, that was cold. I was like, he still got it. But like I said, I told HD, I don't like the fact that Gunther, went after his knee and attacked his leg so much and then beat him with the sleeper hold. What? You should put the thing in the figure four, the sharpshooter, Boston
Yeah.
Crab, something. You know what I'm saying? Ankle lock, twisted ankle, twisted legs, do something. You know what I mean? But why work on his leg the whole match just to put him in a sleeper hold? The knee and the neck have nothing to do with each other, like at all. Like it just to me, I don't know. I felt like they could have maybe did a little bit of a better job of how they ended it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, still shout out to Goldberg in his last match, man. It was cool seeing him again. I mean, as a fan, I kind of already knew he wasn't gonna win. It's cool. It's like Mike Tyson, man. I wanted Mike to win, but realistically, did I think he was gonna, you know what I'm saying, pull it off? Come on, man. We
Father
all get
time
old.
waits for no man.
Father time. Come on, you can't beat him. That's the thing. You can't beat Father time. So I was like, In my dream world, of course, Mike Tyson dogs him. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? In the dream world, of course, Goldberg runs through him, picks him up, jackhammers him, quick, gets the match over. You know what I'm saying? But, it didn't happen. But I still, love the fact that he came out there, gave it his all. I didn't like the fact that they cut his speech off as he was talking. Outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Good job WWE this weekend. Overall. I'll say that. Good job this weekend. Um, Now you guys have a opportunity to maybe fix some stuff where shit was like this. Now you can stop and rewrite something completely different and maybe try to, like you said, everything else, put that on hold and maybe get that like fine tuned. So when you do represent that and put that back out there, it'll be what it needs to be instead of like you said, why is Seth Rollins having a match with LA Knight when you could have just saved that and look what happened. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have that wasn't really, needing to be a match, you know what I mean? You made it a match, then he gets hurt. Now we have a whole situation. You know what I mean? So maybe when they do bring it back, it'll be a little bit more fine tuned. And it won't be these episodes of Raw and SmackDown won't feel like they just hitting us with some whatever and leaving it like, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Maybe it'll give a
And
chance,
if
like I
you,
said, for all the
So
new people to come up and step up, and then to maybe wipe the slate clean, try
I,
something
I
new, but still keep it entertaining.
I got a question for y'all then, because hear me out.
Mhm.
This is what I'm thinking. Let's say I feel there's a place for these legends in wrestling, like these type of vibes from Goldberg, one last match and shit like that. Like I get everybody wants to have one last match, but I think all right. Look at the big three. Ice Cube. He give these athletes, some of the older ones that can still hoop, a chance to go at like a level where they competitive. But we know like this ain't 5-on-5, right? I think what if WWE introduces like I've suggested this before, like a Legends Championship
That'd be
You got
fire.
somebody. You got somebody like Rey Mysterio already. He
I
could be
mean,
the first
TNA
active
did
one.
it once upon a time,
That's what I'm saying. TNA did it. I enjoyed it when they did it because it made sense. It was like, all right, people knocking them for having these older folks. Well, let's have a division for the older folks.
and Booker just said, "I am the Legends champion."
Yeah, like to me, that's kind of dope. Cause then it allows for these wrestlers that might have that itch once in a while to still compete, like he did with Gunther for a championship, and not make it so cringe to others where it's like,
Yes.
oh damn, you making him fight the world heavyweight champion though?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you put like certain stipulations, like a time restriction on it?
Man,
Possibly
Because
if
for
you want
example,
to switch it
because
up,
because
like
because for example,
15-minute
the
time
speed
limit.
championship is a 3 minute match. You could make this one maybe like 5 or 7 minutes.
That's wild.
Well, I'm just saying. We're not saying I say that because again, Goldberg historically, much
Best
like a
stuff
Brock
in
and
it.
other
Get
folks,
out of there.
they're quick workers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see, even DDP was there. So
Hmm.
it'd have been cool to see, maybe DDP doing some stuff again. Maybe whenever Randy Orton gets older, maybe see him doing some stuff. You know what I'm saying? All these people who have already maybe been on their way out. And, wrestling with people maybe they're familiar with. Or some people who are not so, like, hey, we ain't got to go so hard. I'm old, you old.
Exactly. It could become
Let's
entertainment again.
it can become entertainment and it'll be cool because these guys have already been in the business and they understand what it is and what it means to have a great storyline and have some shit that really goes and flows and then going out there and still being able to compete because Goldberg can still compete on a high level. I mean, what I'm saying? Obviously not like how he was back in the
Nah,
day.
it seemed like if they gave him like a pace in where he didn't have, like, I feel like he felt like he had to keep up with a Gunther. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you putting him up against the current world champion. So yeah, there's gonna be some pressure there.
And somebody who's so much younger than him in their, prime to a point. You know what I mean? The world
Yup.
heavyweight champion, like who said, but maybe giving, some matches that make sense. You know what I mean? Some older people who have got, who still got it, who's still doing that thing. Like maybe that'd be perfect for R-Truth.
Right.
He's still in it. He's, maybe have him lead it off as everybody's saying, this and that. He's still active.
I mean,
So
you got
why
these
not have?
older guys that's still in AEW that at some point could make a return. A
Look at
Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Gunn is in his mid 60s, still moving like he's 30.
So that's what I'm saying. Why not? Why not have something like that? That'll be cool, And it would bring in dollars because it would be like the people who maybe don't necessarily like the newer style of wrestling, or the people that's there, the characters that are currently in the roster. It'll give you a chance to be like, oh, I used to love this guy. I used to love that guy. You could still see them come out and
Right,
do
and
their
the
thing.
and the fans put the importance on the Legends Championship. Like, I'm not saying, oh, the Legends Championship got to be higher than a World Championship on the same footing. I'm just saying that that's their division.
Their own separate division. Like,
Yeah,
and
And again, back to the Stickle fans, it would only be a matter of time before they say we need a Legends only PLE.
if it's warranted, like if it gets big enough to where you need one, why not?
like I'm
But
not
listen,
gonna lie, bro, I'll lose my shit if I hear one time for the one time. Well, it's the big show.
it's a big show.
I
It's
was
gonna be a big
no,
bad show tonight. Come on. Mark Henry out there, you know what I'm saying? Somebody about to get the ass kicked. Somebody about to get their ass whooped. I mean, I'm on
Bully
that.
Ray, you got Bubba
here,
Man,
Ray.
here
come
Taker's
on.
gone one more time.
The
Yeah,
Hardys. Man, come on, bro. All them old people, Edge Christian, they're not old. But I'm just saying, like,
you could create
if
real dream match scenarios
yeah,
too,
yeah. I mean,
without
hey,
it
look,
being like some crazy like
CM Punk, you know how
crazy.
cold that would be? Yeah. You gotta have gray hair to get in the club or something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have grays in your beard and your hair.
And here's the fucked up part. The once you get that shit rolling, Triple is gonna hear from Ric Flair.
Why not? Why? Woo! Like I'm still here.
If that man takes one leg drop, he might have a heart attack.
Listen, listen to me. I love Ric Flair, right? That man wants to die in the ring. You gotta let him live his dream out. So let him
Hell,
get pin 1, 2, 3, and
Rob
they
Van
just
Dam could be a
take him
competitor
out.
in this shit.
Man,
Rob Van Dam gonna be in his 80s, still moving like he's 20, just like Billy Gunn.
yep,
I mean,
yep.
that man is how old, and he's just about to have a kid.
That's crazy, bro. That's nuts. But I mean, you know,
If you want to keep the
have Shane
legends
run it.
pool,
Have
if you
Shane
want to,
run it.
yeah, if you want to keep the legends pool a little younger, you could put the likes of a Chris Masters in there, the likes of a Carlito in there.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep the ranks a little younger. You know
Keep
what
a
I'm
little
saying?
young. Yeah,
Put dudes that was
yeah.
featured on SmackDown or Raw 20 years ago. Loco, what's going on, champ? You know what I'm
Then you
saying?
can
That'd be
call
fine.
Sean Benjamin. You can call. Let's
Shelton.
see who else.
Mm-hmm.
You can call Chavo.
You
Yep.
can fucking call Angle. Call Kurt.
If he could go,
Mm-hmm.
it'll
Have
be
him be a part
different.
of it.
It'll be a different angle that we know, but
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Maybe have him be a general manager.
Put him on
Maybe have him
commentary.
on commentary.
Him and Austin on commentary is all you need.
Man, you
I'm
hear
saying
me?
too. I'm saying too. To be fair, when I
Come
grew
on
up,
now.
Ric Flair was already old. I ain't grow up
Yeah.
watching the '80s
Mm-hmm.
Flair. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
born in the
Mm-hmm.
'80s.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Not factual.
Ric Flair was around by the time by the time I could really digest good
He's already
2000
old and
early
did
2000, he was
everything he
already
did.
old.
Yeah.
He was in the
I
evolution
saw some
looking
on Twitter.
old.
I saw some on Twitter recently how The Rock right now is Flair's age when Flair was commissioner for Raw.
That's wild.
Hey, they can get the Rock up in there too. He old
Right.
like Graves.
He could be the
He
first, right? Like the first
he
one you
could.
gotta beat. Oh, like
Yeah, he could be like the actual final boss over there. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm going over here and whooping on people. You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool.
All I'm saying is this division will be incomplete unless you go call Shane McMahon.
saying
I said, get
straight
Shane.
up,
Get Shane, bro.
man.
I'm ready. Shane have a turn.
I'll
Shane
get
have a turn.
I'll get it to Jerry just cause
Tajiri still doing stuff in All Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshitatsu still doing stuff.
Takamichi
Hall and Brian
I was a
Kendrick are
Taka
still
Michinoku,
going.
nigga. You hear me saying? I was talking.
He's still in New Japan,
Man, get him and
and he still is the
get
same.
yeah. Taka Michinoku and Funaki. Indeed, we need them.
Down number one announcer.
Mm-hmm. On me.
I'm
It'd
t-
be
I
cool.
feel like I really enjoy. I felt bad. Like I hate seeing somebody last match and knowing that,
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, this is entertainment, bro. This ain't
It
this.
sound like the league, like you playing on the road, like
You
against
feel me? Like,
young
oh, we gotta
talent.
push him out at like at this age. Like I feel like that's what wrestling has come to. Like we put an age on them, and bro, that's not the wrestling I grew up in. Like there was always an old place for now. If they want to work as a man, that's up to them, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but I feel like there's a way to feature these guys, even if it's walking with Cody, on Anderson, DDP, like you said, the Nightmare Fact, like, bro.
I'll give you a perfect example right now. How old was Mae Young and just to put her ass on TV?
That May Young. I remember as a kid
Man,
seeing Classy
I'm talking
Freddie Blassie out there.
after the hand.
I remember
After
seeing
the
that.
hand.
Bro, they had these people out there in wheelchairs, Razor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I know.
They
I was
had these,
watching that too.
that's what I'm saying. Like they
Oh, I'm
had these
screaming,
folks from
bro.
the 40s out there in wheelchairs, bro.
Yeah,
Like
I ain't gonna lie. When I was coming up, I
giving them a check.
as a kid, they'd be like, "Who? I'm like, who is this, bro? Who's Classy Freddie
Right.
Blassie?" My
And you know
dad be
what
like,
that does? That makes you go look people up. You become a student of the game now.
Hmm.
You get to become rich and like you just say, Classy Freddie Blassie, Captain Lou Albano, you know what I'm saying? um
"Man,
Bobby the Brain Heenan, you know what I'm
the
saying?
Gorgeous
brain,
George.
Gorilla
Gorilla,
Monsoon,
Gorilla Monsoon." Hey, dog, shout out to Gorilla Monsoon.
like
That's a crazy name, but I remember him when I was coming
nah,
up
we
so
just
Shit,
all
young.
wasn't
we just saw Tatanka not too long ago on top of that.
Tonka was my dog, bro. When I was coming up as a kid, he was my dog, bro. I don't know
look.
why.
Boogeyman said he ready for one more ride.
See?
And then you still
Shit.
got Santino Morello still doing some stuff in TNA.
Shit. Where's
Right? Like,
Sable at? Get Sable. Trish Stratus still going. Where's Sable at? You seen Jacqueline? Jacqueline look a little old. But
I just
Sable,
Sable out there in who knows where with Brock on the farm.
get Brock.
He's still
Come
got
on.
the lawsuit stuff, right? He's still got that mess to clean up with
That's
Vince.
over
Thank
there
you,
though.
Vince.
That's over there though.
But let's clear his name first, and then we'll call his ass.
What if you bring him back to somebody else? A whole totally different character. What if his name's not Brock Lesnar?
What are you gonna call him?
Just the beast incarnate. the
Just the beast.
beast. The beast, you know?
What do you do?
Beast, bro.
Put a Lucha mask on him too?
Yeah, come on.
Put some
Chad
over
Gable.
his tattoos and have wear a
Yeah.
turtleneck?
Come on, bro. Hey, I was gonna ask you, who's getting that check for American Grande Americano?
all of us.
Because somebody, no, I'm saying somebody getting that paper
The
to be in the
Grande
roster.
Americano.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gets the check.
Can you imagine, bro? Getting two checks and you got two different superstars, bro? That nigga's eating, bro. Chad
That's
Gable
it.
eating.
Well, I
He
mean,
eating
Does
his
the check
Chad
say,
Gable and Grande
does the
Americano.
check say Grande Americano number one and Grande Americano number two? Just like the
Watching them.
conquistadors?
Got to. Oh, before I get out of here too, I want to say the Kabuki Warriors were tight.
yep.
They did the thing. That's cool seeing them.
I was so sure that my favorite part was them just vibing out to everyone's music as they were
That's
just
what I told
coming out.
HD. I like
Oh,
them chicks is turned. They turned. Now they were dancing. They was going in. I'm like, you can
But
tell they
then,
having a
you
good
know what I
time.
said, Streets?
What's
That
that?
was the point of breaking up damage control then.
Again, Paul and his vision. Maybe
You
he
and
got
feel
see, I
me?
something, but
told you.
again,
I told you they got the Men in Black thing. We're not supposed to remember that. That didn't happen.
girl, I hope moving forward, man, they make some tight adjustments because they got an opportunity right now to make some shit shake. Because I mean, again, now that Seth's out the match and out the way, who steps up? I mean, really, you just do we fast forward the timeline because we all know what's gonna happen, bro.
Braun
Steph, you've been
Breaker.
around, Braun fucking Breaker, bro. It's inevitable. And now when he's gone, Braun Breaker gonna step up. You think when he gonna come back, he gonna hit the back of the line?
So now here's my question with the Braun project. Are we keeping him as the heel with Heyman, or are we turning him babyface?
The heel with Heyman.
I don't know why the fuck they turned him heel to begin with.
Well, the reason why I bring that question is when Seth comes back, Seth's supposed to be a heel.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
You can't be
so
it can't be two bad guys.
not two
Because
top back. Again, it can't be two number ones.
well, right now, Steph's on top. He's number two, right? Maybe do it the Jacob Fatu Solo Sikoa way. At one point, Jacob was the number one, and Solo was the number two.
And then now Jacob's effectively a babyface now.
Yeah, but I mean,
But I was saying, with
help
that
what the crowd's
dynamic,
gonna do. Can't help what the crowd's gonna
right?
do. The crowd's already. Steph Rollins ain't really a bad guy. He's a tweener because if the crowd sing your music when you come
Oh,
out,
don't get me started on that word.
when the crowd cheers and sings your music when you come out, you're not a villain, bro. I'm sorry, you're not a heel. I don't care what nobody say. No,
So then by default, the only heel on that faction is Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
that's the truth. That's the
Yeah.
truth. There's no lies in what you say at all. Because they be. There's no lies in what you say, bro. The only person they really booing, bro, Bronson Reed. The whole crowd is. Oh, what do you think? Do you think when his music, if that happens
Oh.
in WrestleMania, the crowd's gonna be like, boo. They're gonna be like, oh my god. They're gonna be singing it. Oh, know. So that's what I'm saying. It's just not happening like that, bro. You got to make Braun Breaker, if you're gonna make him lead, he got to be the ultimate bad guy. Like he got to be like, well, now I'm running the show. Like how? Look, what was Solo doing? He was back in the line. Now he running the show. He run the show. And when he comes back, I'm sorry. When Roman tried to come back, I'm sorry. I'm running bloodline now. I'm doing this. It's over. You solo. You solo. I'm solo, but you're solo in the same breath because you by yourself. And I run this shit. Maybe do it
Understand
the
that's
same
going to be
way.
an interesting dynamic when Seth comes back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting dynamic
Because he could
because
be a
for
bad guy
sure,
still. But
again, because of your argument, there's no way he comes back as a bad guy. 'Cause once we hear "Burn It Down," that crowd's going to go ape shit.
yeah, but I mean, he can still do stuff that will not be favorable to the crowd. They love
You're
him
gonna
over there.
need
They
Brian
love, huh?
you're gonna need Brian to do some grimy shit for that to even be a possibility.
Put him in there with somebody who's loved. Make him fuck him over. Screw him over. But like in a way that like is not favorable though.
Hmm.
You know? I don't know.
Again, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see. It will be definitely cool to see.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. We covered almost all bases. There's a few things we probably ain't touch on, but as we look to get back into more of a steady rhythm over here on Off the Hip, we covered WWE Evolution 2, which was fire. Monday Night Raw should be interesting. So look out for us either.
We'll learn in a few hours.
Yup,
And
look out for us either after Monday night or Tuesday night. We bring
and
a
I was gonna
recap.
say this. I'm sorry
Mm-hmm.
not to cut you off, bro. WWE, if you're listening, which I know you are, I know you're watching. Um, this was a cool thing. I liked the whole Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then going into Raw on Monday. The 4 days of wrestling was cool. It'd be cool if we can get more days like that. It was cool. Keep it
Yeah, because
going.
Saturday, that little gap between Saturday and Monday kind of blows it.
They do. They do. They
It do
make it to
for
where
me
it's
at least, especially if something on the PLE is prominently a SmackDown thing, and like
mhm.
nothing really happened on the Raw side in that PLE, and you just go into that next Monday or like you know what I'm saying, you waiting
Yeah,
that
you gotta
Sunday.
wait.
Yeah,
But having
Well,
something
again,
on Sunday gives us like, even if it's ain't nothing super crazy, just having a nice event like they did tonight was a
well,
really
we're getting
good.
that in 3 weeks with SummerSlam.
Exactly. And I think that's a good thing. I think that I'm telling you, I think that's a really, really good thing. The 4 day thing keeps you on it. You got something to look forward to on Friday, Saturday. Of course, when you're chilling on Sunday, and then you come back, you're back on your regular schedule on Monday, and you just
And then
continue Wednesday, Thursday off, and then
you
back to
got a
Friday.
fifth day if
Yeah,
you count NXT on Tuesdays.
exactly. So it's cool, The more that we have to view, and the more nights of wrestling, I think it's cool.
It's just you got to do your best to match this level of quality that we saw tonight.
It
oh,
depends.
That's the challenge
There's
right
tons
there.
of there's tons of wrestlers coming up. There's tons of opportunities for storylines to be told in that way. So I mean, never say never.
and a
Could be.
disappointing sidebar, just to mention, they showed a trailer or hype promo for Survivor Series, and just a few weeks ago they didn't have War Games attached to the post of it. I noticed they're going back to War Games Survivor
Yes, that.
Series. I'm a bit disappointed by that. I was hoping for more of a traditional format, maybe leading to some. But let's see, maybe they do a traditional format within the War Games.
I'm
I,
hoping for that.
yes, I'm hoping for a
Like you
traditional.
can have a War Games match, have the traditional match as something separate.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Maybe you can go the extra mile saying that the traditional match is either at a separate location or something like that. Make it work. I don't know,
Yeah, but that I just wanted
but
to throw that in there because I don't know if if you fellas caught that or anybody else in the chat caught that little
Yeah, I
minor
did in San Diego,
addition.
the War Games. Yeah, I did peep that.
Yeah,
I wish I didn't see the War Games part.
that kind of like soured it for me, but I'm still remaining like I said, hopeful that maybe let's do something different. Let's adjust the rules to war games to where like sure it's that time everybody in a box, but let's shorten the timer and then making an elimination. I don't know. Do something,
Yeah.
cause
Have
I
they ever? Let's see. No, no.
Razor, you froze, but dog.
yeah, Razor Frozen.
But yeah, I feel that HR, I peeped that, and I was just telling my wife, man, I wish I was still in San Diego because I would definitely be going because Padres, whatever stadium they had, would have been right down the street from where I was living at 'cause I lived near both the stadium. So
Yeah, bro,
I
that was just
peeped that.
something I was peeping because I don't know, like I've I don't know if you've been on the show when I've spoken on this and touched on the fact that I want certain matches to be required and not that the match needs participants. It starts to feel like they're announcing war games prematurely, so that's letting
Yeah,
me
but yeah,
know, yeah, you're gonna place people that don't really need to be in that shit, have a
into
match in
some
that.
yeah, just to make the match happen, where you could have already built the storyline up onto it, and maybe just how you've been doing, keeping the War Games title off up until it was time to maybe to where it
Mm-hmm.
made sense instead of like
Right.
foreshadowing. Now my mind's already knowing up. You know what? It's gonna have to be these people. Like last year they needed an extra person for the Bloodline. They brought in CM Punk, and it's like yeah, what I'm saying, through it like in there. It didn't. It was whatever, but
Right, like the bloodline shit didn't have enough members, so you
yeah, type
added some
shit
some folks in it, and then it kind of made with each other because, like you said, oh, this shit is happening in November, so well, we might as well just get this Civil War shit out the way now.
out the way, type shit. Yeah,
When it felt a bit rushed, like they had just got Jacob Fatu, like I think some of us were kind of waiting for that Roman versus Jacob 1v1.
yeah,
Like it was a lot, like that we didn't get to, and they just threw us that 6 man Civil War match before we got the other fades. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it
yeah,
kind of deaded the whole story already. Like, fuck, we need to be for when I already smoked you and your crew, and then on that Monday I beat you for Tribal Combat on Netflix.
yeah. He did. Like you said, what's the point of even having a beef? When I've already proved myself, I don't need to go back and kind of revisit it. You know
Bro,
what I'm
I
saying?
don't know if you remember, there was one year that the War Games was the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes. Like, come on. Like, do you remember who was in the Brawling Brutes?
I don't. I was about to say I don't even remember that.
Fucking, that was Sheamus, his little two boys, Ridge Holland.
And they had a war game with him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. They put the bloodline in almost all the blood or all the war game matches that was on the main roster, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, bitch, that one I ain't gonna stun on you.
Which I understand why you would put them in there, cause it's like, uh, they're like the biggest faction
The
at
biggest,
that
yeah, I
point.
was gonna say, yeah, the biggest, and they got the most numbers. You know what I'm saying? But I guess what like you said, what they're trying to do. I guess this time is lean into it. I guess they're kind of already doing that with like the
The Sir Murder, I
Jacob
see you out there.
Fatu with the Jacob Fatu and the solo thing. You know what I'm saying? With him having so many people on his side now, with having him Talatonga and Tongaloa and um your boy JC Mateo on there. You know what I'm saying? So I can see them maybe leaning into it, and I think it'd be cool if he could bring in. I've been seeing more and more stuff about Zilla and you know it was Lance out and
Yeah,
Aoi
like
and
I'm not gonna lie, like
Bahia.
I'll be hype. I'll be hype if it's like Zilla coming up and all that, but they kind of killing the whole bloodline story shit for me a little bit with how it's so much start and stop, and now injuries are becoming a play a factor,
Yeah.
and that's what I was afraid of. What I think, like, that's my biggest concern with wrestling sometimes is that we Triple H likes to make. I've heard him even say this. I forgot on one interview, but it was just recently. Like, he likes to make the folks wait when he sees something is working.
Why? It's retarded.
Matter of fact, it
How
was
bad do you want it?
yeah, it was the Evolution documentary. Now that I remember, he said when it came time for him and Batista to actually feud, that people wanted to rush that shit, and he's like, nah, 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 nah. Let's see how much we could drag this out. And then that's when Batista threw out John Cena at the Royal Rumble. But they was dragging that shit out for a minute though. Like we don't
Hmm.
really remember because it happened so long ago. And then when you look back at the highlights, it feel like it happened quickly. But nah, they milked that shit. You feel me?
I
Like,
do. I do remember
and
him
Hmm.
sitting on that for a little minute.
yeah, bro. And sometimes you can't take for granted. Like you got to strike while the iron's hot, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also when Triple H, he doing the Reign of Terror and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So for him, stretching it out probably was a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
Oh
let's
no,
keep
and it,
this
it, it turned out to
keep.
be a good thing. And he's using that same practice now with almost every storyline. That's the point I'm getting.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think
You
it's a
can't
And
do
you
that
ain't
with
always
every.
gonna get lucky.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, you can't do it with every single one, bro. I feel like every storyline should be treated different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
That's what makes it special and unique. You know what I mean? That way, it don't seem like we're just getting these recycled storylines or these, I've already kind of felt seeing this. They wrestle, it don't hit the same. You know what I mean? I think that would be, maybe taken away if you had some action shit going into it. You know what I mean? And focus on one scenario and focused on a really good story and tying things in that made sense and instead of just like you said dragging it out making the people be like oh god, you know what I mean?
Like I'm gonna be honest, there's times that I'm kind of over the Jade and
Oh
Bianca
yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah,
what kept it kind of smooth for me was something I didn't expect. Naomi, her changing character. But if you
yeah,
tell me you taking Naomi away from that storyline, I don't think we at where everybody thought we was gonna be at with Jade and
yeah.
Bianca. And
I
I don't
mean
know
her.
why. Like I don't know what the hell we waiting for. A whole WrestleMania went by. A whole like it's like the hell we had the whole wait a whole year for them with tag team belts. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
bro.
this shit was goofy, man.
I mean, you got folks still crying about LA Knight being a world champion.
You never know what's
Hmm.
gonna happen now, bro. You know what I mean? I told y'all, with Cody Rhodes stepping away to play Guile in Street Fighter. You know, they might need some people to step up and do some shit.
I'm not gonna
You
lie. Cody wasted no time in you know going back to WWE and doing what I guess is best for him and his future.
It's best for business.
Right.
Right, like you
That's what.
said though, while the iron's hot, you gotta strike. You know what I'm saying? I guess he felt like shit. Why they want me to do this? Why I got an
Yeah.
opportunity? Let's go ahead. The Rock is the one who really made that shit big, bro. Cena's
Yeah.
doing it. Everybody's doing it now because they know it's like, do I want to bang my body up, and be going different city, different city, different city, touring all this stuff, or do I want to be at the same spot doing this cool shit, making millions of dollars, being a famous movie star, and still having them. When I go back, I'm still gonna be just as popular. I'm gonna gain more fans because the people who didn't know me as a wrestler now they're gonna go check me out.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I said, win-win. It's not like you lose; it's a win-win. So it's like,
I just never
Like,
liked the outlook on part timers. Like I felt like that was foolish.
yeah, I hate that too. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, bro, if the NFL, it don't matter if your favorite artist ain't drop an album in 20 years. If the Super Bowl want them versus somebody who just went number one, that's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, I ain't
It
gonna
don't
lie,
matter
bro.
about the dues if you still active. No, the dues already paid, bro.
As a younger kid, I always thought The Rock was gonna come back and wrestle full time, bro. 'Cause that's how I
I
kind of
feel like
felt
that's a
like
little.
it
I feel like that's a little different. If you're a kid, yeah, cause bro, like I'm not gonna lie, it was a few
when he
dudes that retired. Austin, Sean. When
mhm,
those two happened, I was like almost like, damn, bro, my childhood is gone. It's over.
gone, bro. Yeah, and like I
So
said, I
and then,
thought
and
that
then we,
way
and then
though.
we lost Batista to Hollywood. We lost Cena. Cody's on his way.
Yeah.
The women are gonna lose Rhea and Becky any day now to Hollywood.
Wow. Why you say that? What they doing?
Supposedly, Hollywood's been wanting Becky and Rhea for years.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, she's in that
Hmm
Adam Sandler joint, right?
Becky is, yeah, her and MJF are in that movie.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, shit. Can't really hate on them. It sucks again for us as the fans because it's like, man, I remember when you was just walking out. I remember when you was just wrestling, and now you this big star and put everything behind you, and we don't get to really come along for it. You've become so big, we don't get to see you on a regular, and that sucks because we were still like, maybe you was a really good wrestler, maybe you had some really dope stuff that you
And it's
did,
at a
and when
point
you
where
left the
now,
business, it really suffered. Like when The Rock left, it wasn't who was saying all the crazy shit and the fly shit to where it was like, damn, you just said, call this nigga this or jabroni, or he just had catchy, witty saying. When he left, those catchy,
Austin
witty
singing Jimmy
sayings.
Crack Corn, and I don't care.
What?
What? Yes.
and also, wasted away again in Margaritaville.
Yeah, it's crazy. So when people leave, the everything with them leaves with them. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, or that's the right to say. And all the
Unfortunately,
everything that makes it watchable leaves with them.
Yeah.
So it's like that's because you watch it for that. Like, imagine if The Rock wasn't saying those crazy sayings every week, or Austin wasn't doing the crazy stunts he was doing. Would you have maybe watched it as much? Maybe. But the need to maybe catch it and talk to it with your friends, like, yo, did you see what happened? It was crazy. You know what I mean? It was definitely an error.
Hmm.
imagine if we never got the Kurt Angle John Cena rap battle, or John Cena versus Big Show, John Cena versus
Exactly.
Spanky, aka Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy about these cats nowadays though and fans?
What's
Bro,
that?
they ain't doing nothing different than motherfuckers do. I seen Hulk Hogan in movies. I seen Roddy Piper in
Yep.
movies.
Yep, it came back. But I think that
I seen WCW had a whole movie themselves. Ready
I'll
to
say this
Rumble.
too. Yeah, I'll say this too. I think that the
Oh,
time
Macho
plays
Man was in Spider Man.
I think the
You
time
feel me?
plays a thing, a
Oh
factor.
yeah.
Back then, being, in a movie was like, okay, you did your movie, now come back, because you weren't really known as an actor. You're still a wrestler. You know what I mean?
Hmm
Yep.
And I'll give it to Hogan. He was a good little, I'm saying, actor, man. He did had nice little runs when he was a kid watching the shit, but I think that when The Rock came in and CGI got involved and movies became more of blockbuster, huge, everybody's going to them, you're making so much more money. You know what I mean? Some of those
Hmm.
movies where like you only watched them if you were a wrestling fan. You know what I mean?
The
Yeah.
Chaperone, the Marine, the Condemned, See
But it's
No
like
Evil with Kane.
Cena put that bum ass angle out. Now I can't quite vividly remember which order came first, if it was the internet or Cena. But the second he called Rock a part time and started pointing out that he left, that's when shit started going downhill for that part timer talk. Like,
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
He
Yeah.
said it to Rock and he said it to Brock. And
Yeah.
look at him now.
Look at him though. Look at him though.
Look at Roman now.
Monkey ass nigga.
look
Monkey
at him
ass
now,
motherfucker.
fuck.
But I mean, but you know why I feel like he was jealous, bro? You saying all
Hmm
that, my nigga? Now ask him. I play that same interview and be like, "What do you feel about this part timer?" And he would be like,
Nah,
nah."
he'll admit that he was wrong. And he see what they talked about now. I've heard him say that.
He was
Right.
wrong. Nah, what it was you just wasn't invited to the party.
What
You know what I'm
you
saying?
hmm
Like you was
and you
like
was
what
on
Chris
Vince
Brown say.
nuts. You was
How
on
you
Vince
going
nuts, clinging off them
right?
shits.
How you gonna hate from outside the club? You
You
can't
can't
even
even
get
get in.
in. You can't even get in. Like how you hate, bro? Like, and then once you get in, now it's like, oh, well, I see why y'all in here partying, nigga. This is lit. Like I'd have been left a long time ago.
And look at
You
all the
know what
shit
I'm
they be
saying?
having the niggas seen to be trying to do in Hollywood. Walk up on the stage naked, funny
Come on,
scenes
bro.
and movies.
That's what I'm saying. Acting crazy, crazy. But again, I feel like he wasn't in the conversation, and he gonna hate. If there's a chick you like, man, she just like that nigga because it is, man. She weak, man. She this, she that, and then when she dealing with you, Oh, she only with you for the same things. Ah, well,
Cause I
you
ain't
know
gonna
you should.
lie, I fucked with Cena hard, but when it was him versus The Rock, I was a little bit mad at Cena coming at The Rock so hard like that. Like I was like,
Well,
bro,
once or twice in a
Yeah,
lifetime.
the first time, the second time was
yeah,
a little, it
yeah,
felt more friendly. The first time was like
yeah, it
felt
did.
smoky, like yo, Cena, chill,
Yeah,
bro.
like he was
Like
mad at him for real. Like I've been here, you left. Like
yeah,
hell,
like
you
bro,
been doing. Like hold on, bro. Like this is the right nigga. You grew
yeah,
up
this
on this nigga
nigga,
now.
yeah, right. Like
Don't
you shaped our
disrespect the legend.
childhood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
he
yo,
paved the way for you. Like hold on, buddy. Like hold on, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
you
cause you
mad
just
at him? 'Cause he went and made
right.
the bag, like.
Right, like he's supposed to stay there and just be there for you to be able to beat up on. Get out of here, chump. You know what I'm saying? So I feel him on that. But you know, now that he
I'm gonna
went the
be
same,
honest
and it's
too. Like
funny that
you can't
the
even be
teamed
mad
up
at
like
The
that.
Rock.
You said what
Like
now?
I feel like in my opinion, you can't even be mad at The Rock when he left at a time where like there's no competition, nigga. We already bought WCW. The job is done. I was loyal to WWF while we was battling with WCW.
Yep.
I
He
had this
essentially
legendary.
retired Hogan and Austin.
You feel me? Like, come on, bro. I had these legendary matches with Hogan and Austin. Like, what, nigga, I put us on the map, and I'm about to put us on the map even more when we doing these Hollywood shit. Like,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
And now I bring so much money, I own WWE now.
You know, but I think that you know what makes people mad
bro,
is because they know that he can still go. I feel like when you
Yep.
see him come back and they see him all jacked up, it's like you motherfucker. You
yeah,
can
it's
still
bitter.
be
It's
out
like,
here. It's like you can still be over here putting in work, doing matches and saying crazy stuff, and it can be like legendary, but you're choosing not to. And you're gonna come back at a time when you're too old and weak and it's not gonna hit the same.
see, now I'm starting to blame him for that. Back then, I feel like, nah, real talk, because there was no Roman Reigns, so I didn't really care to see him versus, like that wasn't even on my mind until they put it there. To be honest. Like I ain't dream of Rock with Cena. Like it kind of just presented itself. Like I was good with the
Yeah,
Rock just coming back. Oh, I'm back. Like nigga, like what? I'm finally home. Like I was. He could have
yeah,
came out and just cut promos every day. Like I'd have been
yeah.
good. Like
Factual, factual.
And then you got the never before seen the WrestleMania main event made a year in advance,
I hated that
once in a
shit, bro.
lifetime.
I hated that. That was like the most retarded shit. I was like, bro, why?
which ultimately led to what I said them niggas gonna do, just talk on every night, right? Like until they had that tag team matches where they fought R Truth and Miz. Nah, I
Yeah,
mean,
she
like.
was Dookie. She was the Dookie brothers. It was Dookie, like most definitive.
Not gonna lie though, I was a little slight way mad at The Rock when he took the belt from CM Punk though. That shit kind of like, cause at at that time, CM Punk got me back into watching wrestling when I felt like that shit was on some weird shit. Like, I felt like Vince was just doing stupid shit. Like, nigga, Vince was sitting here fucking
StreamYard,
putting
leave me alone.
he was putting computer managers, Hornswoggle.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was going wild for a minute. Though.
Yeah, it was just like wonky shit that it's like, yeah, I want entertainment, but this is just corny. Like, especially you on a wild PG, so it's not even like y'all cursing. Like, you see how they're edgy now again? It was like real PG. Like, nah, what am I watching, bro? Like,
Well,
Yeah, bro.
some of them are allowed to be edgy, not everybody.
I mean, I'll
Yeah,
take the
But
sum.
but that's a whole separate problem now.
Mm-hmm. But like that little CM Punk ever really revitalized that shit. So when Rock took the belt from him, I was kind of salty. Like, damn, this nigga sat in at that time. I don't remember seeing nobody hold a belt for that long. Like shit that Roman just did like a few years ago. That everybody like, oh, CM Punk did that first. He probably could have did the same shit if Rock ain't come. Who knows? What could have happened? I don't know. Maybe that was the plan all along. Maybe Vince knew that he was gonna have a. Maybe Vince woke up one day in 1999 and knew he was gonna have a character named CM Punk that was gonna lose to the Rock in 2012 Royal Rumble. Maybe Vince knew from the moment that the Rock was born he was gonna fight John
You
Cena in
saying
20.
Vince manifested chick magnet punk?
Yeah.
chick magnet punk. I'm screaming.
You know that's what the CM stood for, Trees?
The chick magnet. Scream. The
hmm
chick magnet punk. That's funny.
But
Here's
yeah,
what I'm saying
Taz,
to
we
her.
winded down. That was some good fun stuff at
Hell
the
yeah.
end right there. Once again, let's put this image on the screen as we ride out to the song. Naomi.
Naomi.
The new undisputed women's champion of the world.
Making
Proceed
all y'all
with caution.
proceed with caution.
Oh yeah, I love
And
it.
she will be chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit.
Oh yeah,
Whether it's in the bloodline, cause she's in there, Miss Fatu.
oh
And I made
yeah.
it like that.
Put some respect on the name.
Put some respect on the name. We'll see y'all on the next one.
I can't wait to hear Rikishi's words on Naomi winning the belt.
Oh, yeah. His daughter-in-law, man. You dig? It'll be cool to
Big
see.
Jim, you're up, my boy.
Big Jimmy. You next, baby.